Amy McCormick, President Trump is pushing other countries to help secure the Strait of Hormuz as the war with Iran continues. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt.
Their ballistic missile capability that the United States military is currently wiping out was a direct and imminent threat to our European allies as well as our bases in the region.
But Nancy Cortez reports the request is not getting a lot of support so far.
The president's argument is that even though the tensions and the danger in the Strait of Hormuz are the result of fighting between the U.S., Israel, and Iran, that it's really countries that get their oil through the Strait of Hormuz from Middle Eastern countries, more so than the U.S. does, that should now step up to help escort ships through the strait. Right now, that is an argument that is not that compelling to U.S. allies.
Retired Rear Admiral Mark Montgomery.
We're going to need 10 to 12 area air defense destroyers. In the U.S. Navy, they're called Aegis destroyers. Some of our allies have ships that could have contributed to this, but to get those 10 to 14 together is taking a little bit of time.
Jim Krasula reports there's skepticism over proposed Cuban reforms.
Authorities in Cuba say Cubans living abroad will now be able to invest and own businesses on the island. It's a key reform as Cuba's economy struggles under intense U.S. pressure. That's not good enough, though, for one Cuban-American politician in Florida.
Any money that goes into that country is going to end up in the pockets of the Castro family or those surrounding them.
Hialeah Mayor Brian Calvo. Jim Krasula, CBS News.
The upper Midwest continues to dig out from heavy snow. In the mid-Atlantic and south, strong storms as that system pushes east. Meteorologist Jessica Birch is tracking things.
That tornado outlook stretches anywhere from the panhandle of Florida all the way up into New York, and we're already seeing that active right now. We are under current tornado warnings in certain counties on the map in North Carolina and also in Virginia, with damaging winds forecasted today anywhere up to around 60 miles per hour. You could also gear up for some large hail with these thunderstorms sweeping off into the east today.
There are a lot of flight delays and cancellations, not just because of the weather, but sick outs by TSA agents who aren't being paid because of the partial government shutdown. CBS's Nicole Killian with the latest on the stalemate.
No substantive movement on this issue in terms of trying to resolve funding for the Department of Homeland Security. We're now more than a month in that this shutdown has gone on.
The CEOs of several top airlines are demanding Congress restore funding and end the shutdown. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount+.
A whole bunch of Seattle sports news, basketball in just a moment. But first, KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. And we are actually looking pretty good for this time of day. Much lighter than you would usually see. Federal Way to Seattle is only 39 minutes. Usually it's about an hour at this time. Linwood to Seattle, 61 minutes. That does have the slowing from the Ship Canal Bridge, so that's a little bit of a challenge. And I am seeing in the North End Drive, let me just go back to that, the West Seattle Bridge is backing up really significantly. And I've noticed it's doing that a lot lately, so you're going to have to give yourself at least 5 to 10 extra minutes if you're getting from West Seattle to downtown or anywhere else. Renton to Bellevue on 405, 38 minutes. Bothell to Bellevue, just 24 minutes. And a couple minutes behind because of some slowing on the I-90 bridge getting into Seattle, just mid-span. This report brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready for transportation back to the golden era of rock. It's John Waite with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band live at Emerald Queen Casino, April 9th. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. A Skykomish teacher will be in court this morning on charges he raped a student for 2 years. Here's King County Prosecuting Attorney spokesperson Casey McNerthney.
So he's charged with 2 counts of rape and also communication with a minor for immoral purposes. He's in court this morning for an arraignment. That's where an initial plea is entered, and then the case will move forward from there.
62-year-old Daniel Bubar was arrested March 6th. The school district says they had no idea of the allegations until his arrest. Court documents, though, say students and at least 2 staff members all expressed concerns about the suspect and victim. One person is in the hospital after someone sprayed bullets outside an apartment building in Pierce County. KIRO 7 TV's Dee Dee Sun has more.
Police say up to 70 shots were fired in Midland in a neighborhood there. Pierce County deputies say before 7:30 last night, dozens of neighbors reported 20 to 70 shots fired at the Golden given terrace apartments. They tell us one man was shot and hurt and taken to the hospital. He is expected to be okay. They tell us at this point they aren't sure if deputies are looking for one person or more people involved in that shooting.
Investigators are still trying to figure out how a woman's car ended up in Lake Isabella near Shelton on Sunday afternoon. Witnesses sounded the alarm and a neighbor pulled a kid out of the water. Responders got the mom and another child out. We are not sure of their condition. Huge sports news coming up with an even bigger potential impact. ESPN reporting that the NBA is holding their Board of Governors vote next week that could explore adding expansion teams to Seattle and Las Vegas. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey will be live with the Gee and Ursula Show coming up next on that. And a big moment for the University of Washington's women's basketball team. They found out they're going to the NCAA tournament as the number 6 seed. Gonzaga is sending both men's and women's teams. We're going to check your weather now. Light showers today, high of 57. Rain tomorrow at a high of 55. It's 46 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
My goodness. Guess who is back in the building? Back. Ursula's back. Good morning.
Good morning. It feels so good to be back.
Yeah?
I was a little bit worried.
What was you worried about?
30 hours of traveling yesterday.
Oh.
Well, between Saturday and
You was in
we're
first- you was
in
in
the
first
Philippines
class.
for 16.
You was in first class?
I was in first class?
Yeah.
I've only been first class 2 times in my life, and they were not during this trip.
Wait. Ursula, you didn't do 30 hours coach.
Oh, yeah. Well, 30 hours coach and then in the Incheon Airport lounge. No, not the fancy lounge, just the lounge. They have napping rooms. That airport has it right. There's some good duty-free shopping, too.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it coming up at 9:47. And there's one question that people just kept asking. I was posting on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page.
Yeah.
I gave a couple of updates.
Uh-huh.
And then at the very end of my trip, someone wanted to know one question.
What do they want to know? Oh, the underwear.
I'll give you the answer. There's actually a funny story attached.
Okay. All right.
So we'll talk about that at 9:47.
All right. We got a big show today, so let's get to it. Ursula's top story is today brought to you by Pendergast Law.
Well, yeah, you have heard it before. Could we actually be one step closer to bringing an NBA team back to Seattle? This morning, ESPN is reporting the league's Board of Governors could vote on starting the process next week. And our very own Luke Ducey is here to break it all down for us.
Yeah, so this is as close as we've ever been.
Okay, I've heard that before.
I know. I'd say it with trepidation. I don't want to get people so excited, but this could be it. So ESPN reporting the NBA Board of Governors, which basically the owners could vote next week to explore. I do that in air quotes if you're looking on the YouTube feed. Adding expansion teams to Las Vegas and Seattle. So what does explore mean? Well, it means if 23 out of 30 owners say yes, they vote yes, that will kickstart the bidding process for teams. Here's ESPN's Shams Charania, who really broke this story.
So these two teams would be targeted for the 2028-29 season, and there is momentum within stakeholders here to try to go out there and see what is the market here and what could those proposals look like.
The proposals might look like $10 billion for a franchise here in Seattle. Mm-hmm. So during that exploring process, what the current owners are going to do is they're going to want to see who can pony up that kind of money, what kind of group can do that. And if you can pay that much, basically, I think the deal is you got yourself an NBA franchise. Now, to put that in perspective, the Celtics sold last year for $6 billion, not $10 billion. And then a vote could come later on this year by the owners to give the green light on an expansion of those two teams, Las Vegas and Seattle. So what do we have going for us? Well, great sports market, right? We just won the Super Bowl with the Seahawks. We've got a WNBA team here. We've got the NHL here. NBA is expanding. They want to create a league in Europe, so they're looking to expand. And there are a growing number of owners that seem to support expansion here in the States, too, because of long-term revenue growth, especially from markets like Seattle and Las Vegas. Hot markets right now What's going against us? Well, let me ask you guys a question. Do you like money? You like making money? You like having money?
Sure.
Money?
It's never enough.
So do the owners. And so if the owners vote on this to expand, then they dilute their shares between, one share out of 30 teams. Now they'd have to take it out of 32 teams. Yeah. But that's why they want that big money, $10 billion up front, because they want to, they want to make money.
Okay, I mean, that's always been the case for the owners. So you say we're closer than ever, and that is because the Board of Governors is finally voting on it?
Right. Next week, they will vote for step one.
And like in the movie Field of Dreams, the old saying, if you build it, they will come. And the reason why we're closer than ever is, one, Seattle's a hot market. Two, obviously coming off the heels of the Super Bowl. Three, you got the fact that you have the stadium. It's ready. It's literally ready for an NBA team. It has the locker room ready. You got the best in the business. Shout out to Todd Lywicki. Any chance I get to say his name. And anytime you've gone to Climate Pledge Arena, how was your experience at Climate?
It's been fantastic. Yeah, that is a great arena.
So they're ready.
Yeah.
You're ready for the party.
Okay, but I have said over and over that I'm going to believe it when I see it.
Yeah, sure.
And so call me a skeptic. But gee, you seem to think it's kind of a done deal.
Yes, look, it reminded me when I was making my break into life and getting some success. People are like, yeah, gee, we'll believe it when we see it. You got to keep believing. That's where I am with the Sonics.
Is there anything other than a feeling or just optimism?
You want to hear my conspiracy theory?
Yeah.
Oh, you want that? Oh, okay. Well, when is the millionaire tax, Luke? When does that kick in?
28, but you won't see the revenue until 29.
When is the NBA targeting a team to come here?
28.
One more thing. Why do we keep talking about businesses going out of business lately and things like that, and how hard it is for small businesses downtown?
But now, how would that be something that the owners would want to buy into? Like, isn't it up to the NBA owners to make that decision? Like, how would that help? I would think that would hurt.
Well, it's going to help our state with money. It's not going to, there's tax. The Los Angeles Lakers and Clippers, taxes everywhere except for a few states.
Yeah.
But is your question what is the share based off of? Is it like net or gross sales? In other words, so I understand your point. So if you're one of the other team, if you're in Oklahoma City and you get a share of revenue, is that after taxes or before taxes?
Is there anything that you said? What do we have going for us?
Yeah.
They want money. So now we have just passed this millionaire's tax. I understand while I was gone, the Seahawks GM was talking about how it's going to make it harder to bring some athletes, and make this an attractive place to recruit some athletes.
Maybe this helps. I talked with a couple weeks ago. I talked with a person who works for a hedge fund, so deals with money, big time deals and contracts every day for a lot of money, and for new ownership or expansion like this, the revenue behind that franchise is so much with the projections for the next 10, 20 years. They're going to make so much money off of that, especially with the NBA expanding, that really isn't a consideration.
Okay,
they look at something like the millionaire's tax and they're like, that's the price of doing business, and they don't care about that.
Okay. Question for all of our listeners. Scale of 1 to 10. How excited are you this morning hearing that we could be closer than ever? 10 being very excited, obviously 1 being I don't give a what.
Well,
okay?
I'll tell you what. if you own a home in Seattle, you should be excited. Even more so. You know what I mean? Like everything's going to go up. This is the preparation, right? We talked about it before. I told you before, Ursula, that Seattle is setting up to be the home and land of affluence, right? And that's what it is, and that's what it's going to be. And shout out to the businesses that are still holding on potentially, because you're going to do very well with 41 home games. Hoo-wee.
Okay, text us, 888-973-5476 is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. You feeling optimistic? You feeling excited about it? Hey, I wanted, before you leave, because I know, again, while I've been gone, you all been tracking this horrific story involving that longtime gym teacher and school leader in the town of Skykomish. Daniel Bubar, I understand he's expected in court today.
Yeah, should have been arraigned already. At 8:30 was when he was scheduled to be arraigned. Before when he was being questioned by King County Sheriff's deputies. According to court documents, he told those deputies after he admitted to everything that he had no need for an attorney, that he was just going to plead guilty, and, when I get arraigned, I'm just going to go straight into jail. I'm not going to fight this at all. I talked with Casey McNerthney, the spokesperson for the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office this morning, and I said, can someone really do that? Not really.
It's very hard.
Yeah, very difficult. A judge would say, no, you need to talk with counsel. Make sure that you know all the legalities involved. So we don't know yet what the plea was, but most likely he pleaded not guilty this morning and then would go through the process of adjudication.
And Luke, I know that the allegations are that he repeatedly sexually abused this young girl over a period of 2 years. Mm-hmm. Now, he has been a teacher and an athletic director and a dean of students and the district's Title IX coordinator. I mean, he had a big role in this district, and they even shut down classes, right?
They did. Small school, small community. This is a school of about 52 students, 9 teachers total. Then you have some front office staff as well. So that's why you might have someone like him wearing a lot of hats. But because of that, reaction from the community, this has been crushing. So they had kept the school closed until it's supposed to reopen today so that the community could start healing. This is a really big deal, as you can imagine. But he was also a coach for soccer for a regional traveling soccer club at a higher level.
Potential victims?
That is the worry.
Have you reached out to those soccer clubs?
I have.
Have they reached back?
They have not, but I've heard that this one soccer club has reached out to parents, sending letters to them, talking about this, and that they are investigating and looking to it themselves. But, the message from prosecutors, and especially from King County Sheriff's deputies, if you're a parent, you're a loved one, and you have suspicions or concerns, just call deputies and talk with them.
And what I had seen is that in this case, the girl's mom, even though there was another teacher in the school who said, oh, the emails look harmless, the girl's mom was like, no, she's not acting right. She's not acting like her normal self, and kept pushing it, thank God.
She did, and then she found on her, allegedly, according to court documents, on her daughter's laptop that was for school and also phone, she found, and her daughter told her when confronted at a certain point after these 2 years, she found messages and went to sheriff's deputies. Yeah, and that's when the investigation began. Now, I just want to touch on this real quick because according to the school district, and they hired a PR firm as well. They put out one letter, then they hired a PR firm, and they put out another letter with that PR firm.
A PR firm?
Well, that's going to be interesting. That's interesting as well. But in both of those letters, they at both times said we were unaware of the allegations until the day of the arrest. However, in court documents, they say clearly, and they name these two, a secretary and a counselor at the school, knew of and had expressed concerns about this, leading to the principal of the school, according to court documents, making the decision that not only the suspect and the victim would never be alone together, but instead of putting an adult in the room with them, because they were going through some kind of counseling, one-on-one mentorship program, they put a student in the same room as well instead of an adult. So can those two things, the messaging from the district and what we're hearing in court documents, can they be true at the same time? Difficult to understand how those two things could be true at one time. So the big question for a lot of us remains, who knew what when, and when is that all going to come out?
Thank you, Luke.
Yeah, you bet.
Gee, we're learning now that Washington has lost its first service member in the war with Iran. The Pentagon now confirming that Captain Ariana Savino of Covington, a 31-year-old Air Force pilot, was among 6 airmen killed when their KC-135 refueling aircraft crashed in western Iraq last Thursday while supporting Operation Epic Fury. Military officials say the aircraft was operating in friendly airspace. The cause is still under investigation. Savino was a Central Washington University ROTC graduate. She went on to log hundreds of combat hours during deployments in the Middle East. And meanwhile, President Trump is now pushing other countries to help the U.S. reopen the vital Strait of Hormuz, which could help slow the increase in oil prices.
Why should they assist when they weren't consulted about the war to begin with?
These other countries are benefiting greatly from the United States military taking out the threat of Iran.
Because Press Secretary Caroline Levitt it said Iran's ballistic threat isn't just to the U.S.
Their ballistic missile capability that the United States military is currently wiping out was a direct and imminent threat to our European allies as well as our bases in the region.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
6 families. That's 6. That means that there was 6 families that got a knock on the door, that their lives will change forever. This is a risk every single moment. It's not just headlines. It's not just all this talk. It's not the memes, the dumb memes that the White House puts on X as if this is a game. It's not a joke. And the interesting thing is I keep asking that by the way, we're on week 3. I'm asking the same question in week 3 that I asked on day 1. And for some reason, nobody can answer that question. And the question is, why is this happening? Why was 2,500 Marines deployed over there? Why are we in a situation with Iran when before there was a deal that was put in place in 2015? And then in 2018, that deal was ripped up. And then when he campaigned and he told everybody there will be no new wars, all of the things that he campaigned on, what? And here we are today. But again, unfortunately, Ursula, we are living in a time where it is FAFO consistently, and now families can potentially be changed forever. Our world might be changed forever. Why? And nobody can answer that. We're in week 3. And we still don't know why. We just keep hearing this, well, this threat, and there's this threat to the other countries. And what are the other countries saying? The other countries are saying, this isn't our war. Norway comes out and says, this is your war. We don't want any parts of that.
What was so weird is, so what I left on February 27th, right? Okay. Yep. And then 2 days later, it's like, we're in a new war. Yeah. And 2 weeks in, I don't feel like the goal is any more clear. And what's even murkier is what is the end game? And I will tell you that while I was gone, and just please forgive me because during the 2 weeks I was out, I really did try. I mean, I was staying on top of the news, but I was trying to be on vacation mode, and it was hard because even when I was out on a boat in the middle of the Philippines, I was on a boat with other travelers from around the world, and they were talking about how they cannot get home. Because some of their flights were through the Mideast, right? And they were basically not sure when they were. There was a couple from Switzerland and another couple from another European country, and they said, we don't know when we can go back home because all these flights were canceled. I mean, so that was kind of when like things were dawning on me, like, wait a minute, we are Iran? And the White House's stated goal is to remove Iran as a military threat in the region and protect oil routes, basically. But again, even after thousands of airstrikes and lives lost, Iran's government is still intact, and the nuclear material has not been seized. And now we're talking about the potential of ground troops. Yeah, there are. I mean, did it feel like it just came almost out of nowhere?
Yeah. Kind of reminds you, kind of like Venezuela, right? You guys remember Venezuela happened? How that came out of nowhere? What was the goal in that? Again, I don't care what your politics are. I know this. There are families of the men and women that serve for our armed forces that will be impacted forever. And we still don't know what the reason is. And by the way, we're in week 3, and we have no idea when the end is coming. It's just totally unanswered questions, and it's heartbreaking. All right, Ursula, good to have you back. 9:47, we do need to talk. We're going to talk about Ursula's trip. And then also, we need to ask her, because I don't know if you guys know this, but there's a government shutdown, and there are TSA workers all over the country not getting paid. Yeah, that's happening too. But up next, oh my goodness, the FCC chair made a threat. Can you guess what that threat is? We'll tell you next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin. And that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Hey, Brock Hewitt here with my buddy, Dr. Daniel Nelson from Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine. The stem cell therapy you did on my knee was a game changer. But Dr. Dan, people ask me all the time if you're seeing the same kind of success treating neck and back pain with stem cell therapy.
Great question, Brock. As you know from your experience, we've had tremendous success treating major joints like hips, knees, and shoulders, but we've also seen excellent results treating neck and lower back pain. In fact, we're the only clinic in the Seattle area offering image-guided stem cell and PRP injection therapy specifically for neck and low back pain.
How cool is that? If joint, neck, or back pain is holding you back, call Dr. Daniel Nelson at Eastside Pain and Regenerative Medicine and find out if stem cell therapy may be right for you. Dr. Dan here is the only doctor with over 30 years of experience in pain medicine techniques, including stem cell therapy. Call Dr. Daniel Nelson, MD, at 425-823-4000 or visit danielnelsonmd.com. That's 425-823-4000 or danielnelsonmd.com.
Your old water heater's starting to peter. DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net.
Many financial plans include some level of tax awareness. When retirement begins, considering taxes isn't enough. One overlooked tax decision can quietly cost families thousands over time. At Madrona Financial and CPAs, your plan isn't built around products. It's built around coordination. Licensed CPAs and experienced advisors working together, aligning investments, retirement income, and intergenerational planning using tax-efficient strategies. Madrona Financial and CPAs. Planning built on credentials. Madrona Financial Services is an SEC-registered investment advisor.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today at carsforkids.org. Your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS4KIDS to donate your car today. That's CARS with a K.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return,
But I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do?
My refund, though.
I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Pizza's here.
Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning. I'm Jillian Raftery. Israel sends the first boots on the ground in the Middle East war. Here's CBS News reporter Linda Gradstein reporting from Jerusalem.
Israel's defense minister said the army has begun a ground maneuver in Lebanon to remove threats and protect the residents of northern Israel. Since the war with Iran began, Hezbollah, a proxy of Iran, has launched dozens of missiles at northern Israel every day, sending tens of thousands of Israelis running to bomb shelters. 1 million Lebanese have been displaced and 800 killed. Israel television reported that the army could mobilize a large number of reservists if the ground operation expands.
A Covington woman is the first Washington State service member to die in the war with Iran. Captain Ariana Savino was 31 years old. She and 5 other Air Force airmen were killed Wednesday when their KC-135 refueling tanker crashed in western Iraq. President Donald Trump is calling on European allies to help secure oil traffic through the Strait of Hormuz. But Washington Congressman Adam Smith, a Democrat, tells CNN even military escorts aren't likely to work.
They don't want to try this and then have a couple of ships get sunk and find out that it didn't work. And I just don't see a scenario with this war raging as it is currently raging where we can guarantee them anything close to safety. So no, I don't think we need to get there. Yet another reason why Donald Trump needs to stop this war.
So far, NATO allies have said they will not step in. AAA says the average price for a gallon of gas in Washington is now $4.92. In Seattle, it's even higher at $5.11. The national average is $3.71. Costco plans to pass on any tariff refunds to customers through lower prices. They're suing the federal government to recoup costs after the Supreme Court struck down most of the president's original global tariffs. Costco's CEO tells the Business Journal they've already lowered prices on items where the import taxes have been reduced. Now let's get a check on your drive. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, and we're looking pretty good. I-5 north and south still dragging a little bit into and out of Seattle. Federal Way to Seattle, 27 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 47 minutes. Nothing blocking, just that construction zone. The slowing on the I-90 bridge into Seattle, that's gone. You're at a speed limit drive there. 405 northbound through the S-curves, getting up into Bellevue, just running a few minutes behind at 26 minutes. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio. We are going to see rain through the day, light showers and cloudy in the afternoon. Rain tomorrow with a high of 55. It's 46 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you. Again, Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO. I'm looking for the people who are super excited about the potential return of the Sonics, because I'm not seeing a whole lot of 10s when it comes to y'all texting and saying that you're very, although one person did say 20. Geez, so there was one person who was very, very excited. But it seems like a lot of people are in the whole I'll believe it when I see it mode. Notice that?
Yeah, but imagine being single for 18 years. You know what I mean? Like,
it gets lonely.
I mean, but you're used to being single. That's where we're at right now. The Sonics have been gone for 18 years.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of people like, whatever.
Yeah.
It's like somebody being single for 18 years. You going on a date.
That's true.
Yeah, but
okay.
Go ahead,
well, I want to see if we're going to get more excited about this one. Because should the government ever threaten a TV network's broadcast license over at how it covers a war? And the reason we're talking about that right now is because President Trump and FCC Chairman Brendan Carr are criticizing the major networks over their coverage of the war involving Iran. And they're even raising the possibility that broadcast licenses could be reviewed or even revoked. And the comments are fueling a major argument about press freedom and how much authority that the government should have over the media. And we get more on that from CBS's Willie James Inman.
In our exclusive conversation with the chairman, he essentially said that broadcast licenses shouldn't be thought of as a property right, and that you could review some of these licenses based on a number of factors. Now, it's important to point out that TV licenses for stations around the country, they don't come up for renewal until mid-2028. But Carr did specifically tell me and my colleague Kristen Brown that if you have an ongoing investigation, you could potentially call those licenses up for early renewal.
So what do you think of what is going on and what the FCC chairman is saying about coverage and, you know, looking at licenses and basically having that not so subtle threat?
Yeah. I just want to know, when did the government get to decide what the truth is? Think about that for a second. Like, and by the way, can y'all believe the stuff that we talk about in the news every day? We are literally talking about the threat of licenses being pulled based on how you discuss and talk about Donald Trump and his handling of what's going on with Iran and his buddy with Bibi Netanyahu. That's how we're talking about this. We're actually talking about a time where they're saying that it's a privilege, and how like there might be people, Ursula, that will not get their FCC license renewed because some dictator wannabe doesn't like the way you say things. I can't believe we are here. We went to school talking about how important our democracy is. We're not protecting the country. We're continuing to protect a narrative. And that's the scary part.
This should, regardless of your politics, this should be worrisome. And I try to look into what has happened in history in terms of where other administrations or presidents have tried to pressure media outlets. And it did happen during Nixon. He tried to use regulatory pressure against TV networks during Watergate. And I'm also seeing that John F. Kennedy, Lyndon Johnson also leaned on broadcasters behind the scenes, it's being reported. But that's where the courts and Congress later reinforced these guardrails, because that's exactly what we're trying to protect against. I mean, we need freedom of the press. The First Amendment exists to prevent government officials from punishing the press for coverage that they don't like.
Mm-hmm. And I think it's still going back to, it's a protection of narratives. And it's funny that you led off when you made that comment. You said it doesn't matter which side of the political spectrum you're on. You know how many times I said that last week? I literally said that because what we are talking about now
affects all of us.
This it's real now, everyone. These are real things that are happening here in our country right now. It's not a game. It's not a joke. So when you start talking about, hey, we want you to talk about what's going on in Iran in the way that we like, and if so, you could potentially lose your FCC license. And then you have the chairman of this board that's actually coming out in agreement with this. There was only one person that was a part of it. It was like, hey, this isn't right. But this should be something, like you said, doesn't matter your political side. All of the Congress, and by the way, what the heck does Congress do anymore? What do they do?
It's like they're feckless. Basically, it's like they have, with the exception of a few people who are practically screaming, it feels like nothing can be done to stop the steamroll.
You made a comment about JFK and Lyndon B. Johnson, and you said it, but their stuff was behind the scenes.
Yes.
Think about that for a sec, Ursula. We are seeing things in front of our faces. The FCC chairman saying this. Imagine what the stuff that is happening behind the scenes. Imagine the threats that are happening behind the scenes. No wonder that Congress can't say a word. They're absolutely probably, and I can only assume that it's real threats.
Well, I mean, the other part is the FCC cannot revoke a license over news coverage alone, and courts
they cannot renew it.
But exactly, that is the issue, right? But courts have repeatedly ruled that content-based punishment is a violation of the First Amendment. Now, again, this hasn't been tested with the current Supreme Court, but again, this should be of concern to everybody.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't want this. You wouldn't want, if it is a new administration, you wouldn't want them pressuring what media coverage can and cannot be. Mm-hmm. We in the media are supposed to be watchdogs.
Yeah. Well, sometimes when we're talking about the United States, I just, I remember being in school, Ursula, and I remember being young, and we would read about, right, the history that goes on, not just in our country, but we learned a lot of world history. We learned a lot about, like, oh, my goodness, I wouldn't want to be there. Cool. Can you imagine what they go through? Oh, my goodness, I can't believe the way in North Korea they control the news and the narrative and all that. And here we are in America doing that. Coming up next, we do need to talk about Ursula's trip. We need to find out, how was it? 30 hours on the way back. Was that in comfort or coach
stress.
or stress? And then we'll also ask her about TSA. So we got a lot to discuss. We'll do that next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
Two competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
John Curley here. Did you know that a new Lennox heat pump is a smart choice for total home comfort? That's right. One heat pump does the work of a furnace and air conditioner. And if your system's over 12 years old, it's on borrowed time. It could be costing you up to 20% more than today's ultra-efficient models. Get Lennox heating and cooling for the price of AC. Visit HomeComfortAlliance.com. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the comfort people. HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Well, there's nothing I hate worse than being cold. And if your house is feeling a bit drafty or the floors of the main level are way too cold on your feet, that's probably because your crawl space and attic don't have enough insulation. It's probably making your furnace work overtime. So now you're spending more money as well. Well, how about a free and easy way to learn if you need better insulation? Just schedule a free corner-to-corner inspection of your crawl space and attic with Crawl Pros. It's exactly what I did. They'll show up to your house. They'll go where you don't want to, certainly where I didn't want to, and they'll tell you if you got any problems with your crawl space, your attic, and especially your insulation. If they do discover your home is under or improperly insulated, they'll show you all the utility rebates as well to help you get that work done correctly and affordably. If you're a PSE customer and your home was built before 1990, you could receive a rebate to cover up to 95% of the cost. Make your home more comfortable. Save on your energy bill with Crawl Pros. If you're worried that anything's going on in your crawl space or attic, critters, mold, water, plumbing issues, call Crawl Pros or go to crawlpros.com.
I had pain. I had numbness in my feet. That pain and that numbness just got worse and worse and worse as time went on.
This is Greg describing life with neuropathy.
I went to 5 podiatrists, tried different treatments, tried different orthotics, tried different shoes, had cortisone shots in the tops and the bottoms of my feet. Saw a neurologist. All my medical doctors said, can't help you. Live with the pain. You're not going to be able to sleep. This is your life. And then I just gave up until I found Sound Pain Solutions.
I'm Dr. Mark Shelley, a chiropractic physician and board-certified functional neurologist at Sound Pain Solutions. Our neuropathy treatments can rehabilitate damaged nerves. We use FDA-cleared, non-surgical, drug, and pain-free procedures that help neuropathy sufferers like Greg find relief.
I feel better. I mean, just feeling better is huge.
If you experience numbness, shooting or burning pains, or loss of balance, call us. Sound Pain Solutions, 855-996-0025, or click soundpainsolutions.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
It's cold outside, and if you're noticing it's taking forever to heat your home, there are cold spots in certain rooms, your furnace turns off and on a lot, or it never stops, or maybe your energy bill is just way too high. These are all warning signs that your home needs a blanket. There may be something wrong with your insulation, which means not only are you uncomfortable in your own home, but you could be wasting hundreds or thousands of dollars a year in lost energy. Call Insulation Northwest today, and we'll send one of our professionals to give you a fast, free energy inspection to determine if there is a problem. And if there is a problem, we can fix it fast. Most jobs are completed in 1 day. You have nothing to lose. The inspection is free and only takes about an hour and could save you thousands. Keep the heat in, the cold out, and your energy bill low. Call Insulation Northwest today. Insulation Northwest, the real insulation company.
Please ask if you qualify for thousands of dollars of free rebates from your energy company.
InsulationNorthwest.com. Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert, or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart, just complete the purchase. Hurry! This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Get in the zone, AutoZone. John always listens to his truck. So when his brakes start talking, he goes to AutoZone, where a helpful AutoZoner gets him the right parts. If John has time to put them in, he borrows a kit with Loan-A-Tool. And if he doesn't, he gets a free shop referral. No hassles, just help. Everything you need, nothing you don't. Get in the zone, AutoZone. Deposit required for Loan-A-Tool. Restrictions apply.
It is the Gee Ursula Show. Good morning to you. Happy Monday, by the way. We do need to talk about Ursula's big trip. How was it? What can you share? Did any issues with TSA lines? Floor is yours, Ursula. You were gone, huh?
Yeah, well, I was gone for 2 weeks.
Yes.
And when I booked the trip, I didn't look closely at my return flight. So that was my first problem, because I didn't realize that there was an 11-hour layover in Korea.
Oh.
And so first of all, my flight out of Manila was at midnight. Got to Korea about 5 a.m. their time. And then I had to wait until 5 p.m. almost to leave. And I had tried, because some friends had told me about, Incheon Airport has an in-airport hotel that you can book. So when I got to the Philippines, I tried to book knowing, okay, I'm going to have this long flight back.
Right.
I couldn't get it. It was full. That all said, it was not a bad deal, because the airport also has great lounge chairs. And I was able to find one because we got there so early. I was able to find one where I was able to camp out, and a bunch of people did too. They also have nap lounges that are free.
Okay.
So, and then they have incredible duty-free shopping. Incredible. So all those combined made those hours. I was able to sleep a little bit, and then that long flight home. So it's like a 30-hour return.
Did you see some Rolexes over in the duty free?
Yeah, but I wasn't looking for those. You know what I was looking for.
I already got some good deals.
Yeah, I know. Okay, but the trip itself, first of all, I will say, and I shared, if you haven't seen the pictures, I've shared some of the highlights on our Gee and Ursula Show Facebook page. If you follow me on TikTok, which only very few people do, I also shared a video on there. It was one of the most incredible trips of my entire lifetime.
What?
And it went from I'll just be honest, the saddest year of my life was 2023 when I lost both my parents. And the end of 2023, I lost my mom, was with her last breath. And that was the last time I'd been to the Philippines. So this was my first trip back. And this time I went with my son and his girlfriend, Leanna. So Eric and Leanna went with me. First time Eric has ever seen the Philippines. And, throughout his life, I've told him stories about growing up there, what I love about it. And so he was able to see for himself. And even though we stayed, first 4 nights we stayed in Makati, Eric works at a hotel chain right now in Australia. And so he was able to get a deal on all the hotels that he was able to book that are owned by the same company. So we were staying at these beautiful hotels. But even after we had all these magnificent hotel stays, resort stays, etc., his favorite day was the day that we went and visited my mom, where my mom was last living, and visiting my aunt, my last surviving aunt, and my cousin. And because we were able to see real people in the Philippines, right? Not just resort life, but actually getting to see just how people work and live. And, they got to enjoy the beautiful. So just seeing it through his eyes and Leanna's eyes was wonderful. I was reminded, so we stayed four days in Makati, and then we went to El Nido, which was, that was another, at this stage of my life, I should not be doing 20-hour trips, travel.
Right.
But, getting to El Nido, it was a flight and then an 8-hour, a 5.5 hour, it felt like 8 hours, 5.5 hour van ride on, curvy roads. But you end up in paradise. And I remember I showed you some pictures. I mean, you end up in paradise.
I couldn't make that drive.
I know.
And
it's not for the weary.
The road, it's not like you riding on I-5, huh?
No. Thank God on the way there, we slept for most of the time. So I didn't see how dangerous some of it was.
Yeah.
That all said, we did one trip where we went to hidden lagoons, went snorkeling in a cave, and I was doing all these things. And it hit me I was having the time of my life with my son and his girlfriend. I'm sorry that Mark wasn't able to be there, and we're going to do it again. But it was one of those things where at this stage of my life, I'm realizing these opportunities are not endless. No. I was getting in and out of boats and having to thank God for Flex Fridays.
Oh!
Thank you. Because I was having to get myself in and out of boats.
Right.
And I'm sorry, but after a while, some of this stuff gets a little tougher, right? And so we were in El Nido, and then we went to Boracay, which was, again, we had gone there after Mark and I got married. So I hadn't been there in 30-plus years. That place has changed dramatically. All of this to say, when it came to saying goodbye to my son, I mean, we just had such a wonderful time, and I'm thankful to have a job that allows me to have something like, and a husband who supports me in doing that, even though he wasn't able to go this time.
Right.
But it was a beautiful trip. I mean, I don't want to say it was like life changing, but it just reminded me I got to take every opportunity, and all of us should take every opportunity that we can to do, what brings us as much joy as possible, because no day is promised.
Well, my question is what's the vibe? I mean, right now you got over there things going on with Iran, war, and then of course we, the United States. What's the vibe over there?
Okay, Filipinos love Americans. Filipinos love people. One of the things I love about the Filipino culture, and you were asking what's the vibe. There was one time when we were all stating where we were from, and I contemplated saying I was from Canada. And I was like, no, I'm just going to say I'm from the U.S. And people were very receptive. I mean, I was the only U.S. traveler, my son and I, because his girlfriend's from Canada. But the Filipino people, honestly, are some of the kindest. And even if they have very little, even the people who have very little, they will find joy. They are just a happy bunch of people.
Right.
And so I come back with a renewed commitment to try to live up every day.
All right. And then a renewed commitment to Flex Fridays. So you can continue doing it.
Thankful. And for those of you who are asking, like, how did the underwear situation go? About 8 days in, I was like, I need to go to laundry. I had to take a little tricycle to a laundromat.
Oh. Mm-hmm. Oh, that's Flex Fridays. All right. Hey, coming up next, we've been talking about, did you hear about the new news with the whole Sonics and everything? The potential of coming back to Seattle? We'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
The Gee and Ursula Show.
There's two types of people. One's that use a washcloth. The other are bare hand bandits.
Hate to break it to you, but
Ursula, you a bare hand bandit?
Weekdays 9 to noon. Watch live on YouTube.
This is Chris Davis with the Davis Law Group. Did you know that a pedestrian does not have to be crossing the street on a marked crosswalk to have a successful legal claim against the driver? Pedestrians can even be partially at fault for a collision and still have a valuable claim. Call us today for a free consultation or get my free book on pedestrian accident law at WashingtonAccidentBooks.com. That's Davis Law Group, better service and even better results.
High five! Up top!
Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability.
Heck yeah!
He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread.
Yes!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings, powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping. Woo!
For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
I'm here with Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code BOOST to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code BOOST for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump is pressing allies to help secure the Strait of Hormuz, but a lot of countries are hesitant to get involved, and he expressed some frustration.
For 40 years, we're protecting you, and you don't want to get involved in something that is very minor. Very few shots going to be taken because they don't have many shots left.
CBS's Nancy Cordes.
President Trump said last night that he is in conversation with 7 countries, including China, France, Japan, South Korea, and others, about helping to escort ships through the Strait of Hormuz. But so far, he hasn't indicated that any of them have said yes.
Charlie D'Agata in Tel Aviv has more on the increasing U.S. military presence.
Among the thousands more U.S. troops being sent to this region is a contingent of around 2,200 Marines and an amphibious assault ship, which may signal a new phase to the fight by giving more options to U.S. military commanders.
Envoys from Trump's Board of Peace met Hamas today to try to preserve the Gaza ceasefire. Linda Gradstein has that.
It was the first reported meeting between representatives of Hamas, which is backed by Iran, and the U.S. since the Iran war began more than 2 weeks ago. After the meeting, Israel announced it would reopen the Rafah crossing between Gaza and Egypt to allow Palestinians to enter and leave Gaza. President Trump's Gaza plan had stalled even before the war with Iran began.
Trump announced today his chief of staff, Susie Wiles, has breast cancer, but will keep working through treatment. Correspondent Ian Lee is in Green Bay, Wisconsin, where blizzard warnings continue.
So much snow on Sunday. Green Bay got the most snow that they've seen since 1889. Talking to local city officials, they say this is a once-in-a-decade blizzard. Just really brutal right now, but people still trying to go out in it.
The storm system's moving east and bringing with it the potential for severe storms from Florida to New York. Closing arguments in the murder trial of Utah mom Corey Richins, accused of giving her husband a deadly dose of fentanyl. She later published a children's book about grief. Andres Gutierrez is covering.
The defense argued there is a lack of direct evidence connecting Richins to the death.
We have no murder weapon. Like, you haven't found anything that was connected to Eric's death. No fentanyl in the house, correct?
There was a boatload of fentanyl in his stomach that came out of the house with him.
On Wall Street today, stocks are higher after oil prices fell below $100 a barrel. The Dow up almost 400. This is CBS News.
Looking for spring jewelry looks? Find them at Jewelry Television. New customers get $20 off purchases of $99 or more at JTV.com.
We've got a whole bunch of sports news for you, and you're not going to want to miss it, but that's after KIRO Newsradio real-time traffic. And we have had a very calm morning. Hopefully that doesn't jinx it. Linwood to Seattle is just 41 minutes right now, and there's nothing blocking. It's just that Ship Canal construction traffic. I-5 northbound heading up from Federal Way is almost a speed limit drive until you get just a little bit of slowing around the West Seattle Bridge. Lake bridges are clear. 405 hits a snag in the S curves, but then it's clear up into downtown Bellevue. It's just, maybe 2 minutes slower than speed limit drive, and the north end is clear too. Keep it up, guys. This report brought to you by KIRO Newsradio.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. The NBA could vote next week to start the process of bringing a team back to the Pacific Northwest. KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey has the latest.
According to ESPN's Shams Charania, a yes vote from 23 of the NBA's 30 owners next week would kick off the expansion process, opening the door for a potential bidding war to bring a franchise to Seattle.
You get the bids, and then depending on if it reaches the threshold, then you have a final vote later in 2026.
That threshold price tag is projected to be as high as $10 billion. There are reports that a growing number of NBA owners now support expansion, pointing to the long-term revenue potential in a market like Seattle. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
The last time the NBA expanded was back in 2004 with the Charlotte Bobcats. Gonzaga is sending both its men's and women's teams to the NCAA tournament. KIRO 7 TV's Gary Horker was there when the men found out they'd be number 3 seed.
They're a 3rd seed, they're 30-3, they're battle-tested, they have senior leadership, but this year is different. They start in the Moda Center in Portland, so even though they have Purdue and BYU in their bracket, they say getting out of there could be a long shot. Do you look forward in the tournament?
I would guess any human does. Try to be in the moment, be where our feet are as much as possible, but it's hard not to see the next matchup. But we got to handle business. We're going into a 2-game tournament this weekend. We got to win both games, but the first one matters the most.
The Husky women made it in as number 6 seed. Here's Husky guard and lead scorer Savia Sellers.
I think our team just plays with a lot of fun. You'll always see us laughing and smiling and just playing for each other. And so I would say we're a pretty fun group to watch.
And Seattle Reign women's soccer got a win in the first game of the season Sunday in Florida. They play the Thorns in Portland on Friday. Bummer for ski bums. Mount Baker is shutting down through Thursday because of rising temperatures and rain.
Now we're looking at this week. Forecasts are calling for inches of rain throughout the week. And so we are going to button down the hatches and shut down through Thursday.
Stevens Pass and Snoqualmie will be open, but with reduced operations. Crystal Mountain will also be open this week. Now let's get your full forecast. Light showers this morning and cloudy in the afternoon, so there's a little bit of a break there. Rain tomorrow, high of 55 degrees, and pretty similar forecast through the rest of the week. 46 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to you. Grateful that you're hanging out with the show today. Ursula is back. Good morning to you, Ursula.
Good morning. You know what I love? Also, while I was gone, you sprang forward.
Yep.
So yesterday was the first night that I was back in Seattle since you've done that. And I noticed a big difference. And I know y'all had snow while I was gone, too.
Right.
I was like, okay, wait a minute. I am in 80-plus degree weather for 2 weeks, and then I'm going to return to snow.
Yeah, but
it melted.
It's the only way you can appreciate the good weather that's coming. It officially becomes spring this Friday.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? So
I know. So we're going to talk about something that is part of springtime, and I'm just curious if you all have done it. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
What's new at 10?
Something that hasn't changed is Seattle's new mayor, Katie Wilson, is still in office, and she apparently is ruffling some feathers amongst her more progressive supporters, I read. She did this interview with KNKX, and the mayor acknowledged that Seattle has to be careful not to make the city too expensive for businesses to be able to survive here. And she pointed out that when taxes or operating costs in Seattle are wildly different from nearby cities, and she pointed out Bellevue is one of them, companies are starting to ask whether they should relocate. And, of course, that is especially relevant right now because we're talking about all these new taxes, and we're talking about small business who were saying, like, we had one business owner who was saying that Seattle could end up becoming like Detroit because it's so business unfriendly. And also, the city is looking at a projected $140 million budget deficit by 2027. So she, as new mayor, has to decide, okay, Are we going to all have new taxes? Or, here was something encouraging. Gee, I saw that she was asking for some spending cuts, too, amongst departments in the city. But she says that she still wants the progressive policies that she was voted in for, like social housing and renter protections. But she says the city needs businesses to stay here to keep the economy and tax base healthy. And I know that I'm bringing all this up because I understand that over the weekend you had a chance to meet the mayor.
I did. Yeah, I did. I had a chance to meet the Seattle mayor, Katie Wilson. This was this past Saturday at the UNCF event. It was, wow, I mean, an incredible event. UNCF, United Negro College Fund, supporting kids being able to go to college. And it was found out that it was 812 that were in attendance, and it was so well done. It was a beautiful event, and I got a chance to meet the mayor. The deputy mayor, Brian Surratt, actually brought her over, and we're standing next to each other, and the introduction happened. I will say this: you all know during the election, I didn't think she should have won. I'll still say it now. I still don't think that she should have won the election. That was my opinion then. That's my opinion now, and I'm not going to run from that. However, I will say her energy, she has great energy. She's an incredibly nice person. And I thought, and as you know, I was the auctioneer for the event, right? So believe it or not, even though there's a lot of people, I focus on details. You know this about me.
Oh, I do.
I focus on a lot of things. So when I'm doing my thing, I look at tables, I look at eye contact, I look at facial expressions, I look to see if the significant other reaches over to Larry and says, Larry, you better not raise that bid card again. So I'm really focused on a lot of things. I watched the mayor during that event. She was dialed in. She was focused. She was really into the event. So I respect someone like that shows up with great energy in that way. And I would use this word. It was actually refreshing to actually meet her because I didn't get that like you could tell like she's new in politics. She's new, but I'm like, you know what? I kind of like this. I like her energy. I think she's great. She's a very nice person. So I'm saying all that to say this. I hope that I turn on the microphone one day and I say, hey, everybody, I was wrong. This Mayor Katie Wilson is outstanding. But until now, I'll just say this. She's an incredibly nice person, great energy. And I believe that kindness is like that. When you have that, you can do all things when you're a kind person. So I'm going to give Katie Wilson that love.
The thing that well, first of all, thank you for saying that. Everyone who listens to the show also knows that I did not vote for Katie Wilson. But that said, I want her to be successful. I saw while I was out that there was a big story about her choice for Seattle City Light and her having to go back on that because she, for a number of reasons, got a lot of pressure, et cetera, et cetera. But she's learning on the job. Yeah. I mean, it's clear that she is learning on the job. The thing that gives me reason for optimism is I do think that she's smart. I do think that she is listening to some people. She is acknowledging not just one faction, which if you are ruffling feathers amongst your most ardent supporters, I believe you're doing something right because you cannot only answer to one part of the constituency. And right now, the business community has been hurting, and we are losing some businesses to other cities. So she is very much correct in that. And by the way, Mayor Wilson, if you are listening or if your people are listening, we were working before I left on vacation. We were working to get her on the show, and we would still like that because, like the previous mayor, we want to have regular conversations with the mayor.
And I like to think that we are pretty fair. But I want to, before I go on, one thing that I want to just say this, and this part's important, and I was trying to think about, like, yes, she's a nice person, and yes, incredible energy, but I know why I think that way as well, too. I did not feel any arrogance. And there's something about some of y'all that get in public office. You get in these positions of power, and all of a sudden you inherit this arrogance and this ego that you're like, man, would you put that thing away? Why are you this way? And arrogance. Like for example, you know who has that arrogance to me? Bob Ferguson has that arrogance. I've always thought of him having that arrogance that way. You know, just what I mean by that is, you ever know someone that just, like, no matter what, they're so smart, they know absolutely everything. They're like just totally know it all. The vibe I actually got from Katie Wilson is this. She's the type to be like, you know what? I didn't get that right. I'm going to do better. I'm going to do this better this next time. And to me, I don't care what type of person you are or leader, you can do a lot with that type of behavior and mentality.
Scott from Renton said, apparently Scott was there too. He said, you were incredible. You were an exceptional auctioneer, he says. But he also said the mayor was very personable and you could tell that she was just herself.
Yeah.
Okay, because I didn't get a chance to weigh on this too, because
what you want to weigh in on?
They passed the millionaire tax.
Oh gosh. Go ahead.
Wait.
I'm gonna sip my water.
Okay, yeah. Okay, hold on. Mm-hmm. Because you brought up Bob Ferguson, and correct me if I'm wrong. Mm-hmm. But do y'all remember when he said he basically was saying that he was going to be pushing for $1.9 billion in tax relief?
And he said, "Don't
tied to the bill."
And you remember when I said, reminded me of when George Bush said, "Read my lips, no new taxes."
Yeah, and there were supposed to be exemptions to the B&O tax, and he also proposed a sales tax holiday. Did we get that in the legislative session? Is there going to be a sales tax holiday? Because I didn't see that.
Nah, not in Washington.
He wanted about $1 billion in small business tax relief. I mean, from what I can tell, it was scaled back to, $140 million, which is, I'm not the best at math, but $1 billion and $140 million, there's a big gap in there. And this comes after he agreed to raise $9 billion in new taxes. Mm-hmm. To me, that's just extremely disappointing. And I will say, and I said it before going in, and I think you and I differ on this, is that I was not a proponent of the so-called millionaire tax, not because it's going to affect me, but because, and I know you hate this talking point, but it is true that there's no safeguard that it's not going to go lower and lower. And I understand
because we care about those where it's lower and lower.
I understand.
Right?
No, we do. Actually,
hopefully
we do. So. Yeah, what the heck happened? Excuse me, I've been on vacation.
Well, here's what happened. We're in Washington State, and in this state, this is what happens when you don't have a regular state income tax, and you continue to have all of these different things that happen throughout. And so, Ursula, while you're gone, we talked about it a lot. I'm exhausted, but I have something for you.
I know it's going to be challenged in court.
I got something happened to me over the weekend, and I was talking about this topic, and I realized something. Because of talking about this this millionaire tax the entire time, and by the way, the people that I know that are millionaires, they haven't really complained that much, but the people that aren't millionaires are. But anyway, I was thinking maybe we got it wrong about people that are extremely rich, and what I mean by that is the people that I know that are really rich here, that are doing really well, are really nice people. I think what happens is it's the narrative around them, and that narrative is usually put out there by people that aren't rich. So therefore, this whole millionaire tax thing that we keep talking about, that you keep arguing with, going back and forth with people, it's coming from people that don't make $1 million a year.
Well, and I totally hear what you're saying, but I am going to stick to this idea that I'm sorry, but I don't trust a legislature and basically lawmakers in Olympia that's controlled by one party to not renege on what they say. This is just for millionaires right now. I don't trust it.
And that's totally fair. Here's what you can trust, Ursula. Here's what you can trust in Washington and across the nation. You ready? Folks don't care about poor people. That is always going to be the standard. There's always going to be more love catered to those with a lot of money, and people in lower income are struggling. It reminds me of when Omari Salisbury was on the show, and he said something that was so profound. He said, the people that are scared of crime, we hear their voices all the time. But the people impacted by crime, we don't hear their voice at all. So I'll agree with you, Ursula. There is a standard that has to stay consistent. And that standard is for the people with a lot of money to keep making more money. I just wish that there was be that same energy for the people that are struggling. You know how when SNAP benefits are come up and we have people get on our airwaves and talk about there's a bunch of people that's committing fraud, getting food assistance.
Yeah, but they don't have that energy when it comes to the billionaires committing fraud. Yeah, I know. I gotcha.
When white-collar crime happens and employer theft happens, nobody stays on that topic.
But can I go with the both
in the middle?
Things can
in the
be,
middle?
Yeah,
Okay.
no. Can I go with both things can be true, which is I can still be concerned that this is not going to stop with millionaires. This is going to continue to go down. There's no guardrail.
I think that's totally fair with your concern.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you what is true, and there's no middle. There has never been a concern about people that make lower income. And I just wish one day that turns from concern to reality.
Yeah.
Until that day happens, I'm going to sit back and watch people that aren't millionaires cry for millionaires.
That part I hear loud and clear. Okay. Can we talk about the Sonics again?
Yeah.
Because we asked everybody, how are you feeling about it? 1 to 10.
10.
You're feeling confident about the return and excited about the return.
Well, look, how about this?
Because I'm going to tell you.
This is the closest that I feel that we've ever been. It's not like, hey, we need a stadium. You got a stadium. Not only do you have a stadium, you have a world-class stadium, a stadium that is already ready for the NBA, literally has the locker room. You have Seattle. There's a lot of money that flows through this place. Media-wise, it's the top 12 to 15 market in the country. Yes, it's close, baby.
Okay, Mike in Seattle is 20 out of 1 to 10. He says, I'm excited. Adam and Ballard, 2. Paul in the 253, minus 10.
Yeah.
John in Snohomish, 6.8, and they better be called the Seattle Supersonics. Could they be called anything else?
No.
That would be the biggest mistake of the whole thing. If you bring the NBA team back and you're like, yeah, we're going to change the name, I think that would be a huge outrage.
You know what? You want to know what the coolest thing is? And I got to give love. I just really, to Gary Payton, Sean Kemp, Detlef Schrempf. And what I mean by that is.
Those are the good.
The reason why I'm giving them love, y'all know the Sonics been gone 18 years.
Yeah.
And in 18 years, we didn't see those guys sell out and go down to Oklahoma City and sit courtside. And because the Thunder, they took all of the records. They took the championship. They took everything
including
down there.
Kevin Durant, right?
Yeah, but those guys didn't do that.
Yeah.
And the next time that they show up for a Sonics game, potentially could be right here. Now, for those that aren't excited, I said it before and I'll say it again. I understand. It's like somebody being single for 18 years. It ain't no big deal to them if they don't get another date. They used to being single. The city of Seattle, we are so used. Think about that for a second. 18 years, that's more than half your life, right, Brother Nick?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's been a while.
Roger in University Place says, I'm a 1, like you, Ursula. I'll believe it when I see it. I guess that's how I'm protecting myself.
Yeah.
I'm just going to wait until it happens. And someone was asking, is it Vegas or Seattle?
It'll be Vegas and
Seattle.
It'll be and.
Yeah.
Now, I will say, I feel like this is the closest we've come. The only thing that worries me is because you need 23 of the 30 owners to okay this. If they do okay, they're basically saying, okay, we'll make less money for the next few years.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they would actually have to
agree.
Yeah.
Okay, well, remember you said, though, the rich are actually really nice people. Robin and Squim says 100. I know it's 1 to 10, but I remember the championship in 1979.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, coming up next, we got scenarios that'll happen at 10:47. And up next, what's more worth a trip to seeing spring flowers or fall colors? We'll talk about that next. Gee and Ursula.
KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
If you've been in an auto accident, you have the right to take your vehicle to any repair facility. Accurate Auto Body has been family owned and operated since 1994, and they work for you, not your insurance company. Your insurance company may not love them, but you will, because
We meet by accident, fixing every last bit, Accurate Auto Body.
Guys, did you know your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED? And right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. They've helped thousands of men since 2011 feel and perform better. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Schedule your free testosterone test, exam, and consultation today. Call 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Save $10 on a pair of Rain X Latitude wiper blades at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Our professional parts people will even install them for free.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated, so don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart, just complete the purchase. Hurry, this deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Bring your visions to life with smart business buying tools and technology from Amazon Business. From fast, free shipping to in-depth buying insights and automated purchase approvals, we deliver everything you need to achieve your goals. Go to AmazonBusiness.com for support.
Progressive knows it ain't easy navigating the open plains of home insurance, but there is one man who can help tame that wild herd of options. The Home Quote Explorer.
Note, Progressive's Home Quote Explorer is not a real person, but an online tool that lets you compare home insurance.
He's the type of fella who helps you decide on the right insurance, even if it ain't with him.
Again, not a person, just an online tool that helps you find great home coverage.
A real pioneer.
Okay, fine. Just do the thing. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers. Comparison rates not available in all states or situations.
This is the story of the one. As a procurement manager for a hospital system, she keeps every facility in her network stocked and ready. That's why she counts on Grainger to be her single source for thousands of products, from disinfectants to lighting, air filters, and more. And with fast, dependable delivery, Grainger helps her keep every facility stocked, safe, and running smoothly. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
High five! Up top! Dave's company just got the 5-year price lock guarantee from Comcast Business. Yeah! It's 5 years of gig speed internet, advanced security, and a great rate that won't change. All from the company with 99.9% network reliability. Heck yeah! He hasn't given this many high fives since Deborah brought in her famous banana bread. Yes! The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee. Powering 5 years of savings powering possibilities.
And it's hurting, but I am not stopping.
For a limited time, now through March 29th, switch to Comcast Business to lock in your rate for 5 years and get a $500 prepaid card on a qualifying gig bundle. Or ask how to get started with 150 megabit internet and Security Edge for $59.99 a month for 12 months with a 2-year agreement. Don't wait. Call today. Restrictions apply. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. Paperless billing and automatic payments with bank account required. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees.
Yikey Wawa.
What?
My hot water.
Yeah?
Not so hot.
Water heater trouble?
It's not working.
We can fix that.
This week?
How about today?
Apollo Plumbing really is ready right now.
Especially when it comes to water heater replacement.
Think I need a new one?
Is it more than 10 years old?
It is.
Probably so.
Doesn't heat like it used to.
It runs out?
All the time.
That's a warning sign.
Uh-oh.
So are little leaks.
But Apollo can get me a new one?
Installed today by our clean screen trained and trusted plumbers. They're water heater experts.
But I probably got to pay a rush fee.
No extra charge.
You make this too easy.
We'll even haul off the old one.
A new water heater.
Same day. That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
This is going to get my budget in hot water.
Got you covered there too.
How?
Our available payment plans.
I don't have to wait?
Or take cold showers.
You are a lifesaver.
Call us this morning. You'll have hot water today.
That's the Apollo Plumbing way.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Thanks for calling CM Heating.
Aren't you the company that gives away free furnaces?
That's us. Buy a qualifying high-efficiency cooling system and the furnace is free.
Wow.
Yeah, and our home comfort advisors are tax credit and rebate specialists, so they'll handle the rebate for you.
Go to CM Heating for better comfort, lower bills, and a free furnace you'll love for years. Get your free estimate for furnace replacement at cmheating.com. And remember, for furnaces, fireplaces, hot water, and total home comfort, including electrical,
There's no beating CM Heating.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. Israel is beginning ground operations in southern Lebanon. That marks the first boots on the ground among Israel or the U.S. in the Middle Eastern war. The President of the United States is calling on European allies to help secure the Strait of Hormuz. That's the area that ships 20% of the world's oil. But Washington Congressman Adam Smith, a Democrat, tells CNN he does not think help will come.
We're not talking about just a couple of ships here. We're talking about a lot. Is the military capability there? But I don't think we get to that question because I don't think the Europeans that we're at, they don't see this as their problem.
The war in Iran has sent average gas prices up 24 cents in a month nationally. A Covington Air Force captain is the first Washingtonian to die in the war with Iran. 31-year-old Ariana Savino was killed when a KC-135 aircraft went down in western Iraq March 12th while supporting combat operations. 5 other service members also died. The CEOs of several top airlines are demanding Congress restore funding for the Department of Homeland Security to pay airport workers. CBS News congressional correspondent Nicole Killian.
Democrats are still pretty dug in that without substantive reforms to ICE, they simply don't want to greenlight more funding for the agency. We did, of course, last week see some efforts to try to fund various parts of the Department of Homeland Security, whether that's FEMA, the Coast Guard, TSA, and other agencies, but it just didn't have enough votes to clear. Republicans feel if you're going to fund this, you need to fund the entire DHS agency, not just one portion of it.
Neighbors jumped in to rescue a mother and 2 children from the frigid waters of Lake Isabella near Shelton. Investigators say the car went off the boat ramp and ended up 25 feet offshore. Casey Smith lives nearby and tells KIRO 7 TV he heard another witness screaming for help.
And he was just floating on his back, but he had his hand up and he was trying to, he was just trying to survive, And so then I threw my hat off, kicked off my sandals, and I dove in and I swam out there and was able to get a hold of him, and I got him back to shore.
Police are still investigating what happened. Now we're going to check your drive, KIRO News Radio real-time traffic, and it is a speed limit drive from Olympia all the way to downtown Seattle right now. We've still got a little bit of slowing. I-5 southbound from about Shoreline into Seattle, but it's no more than a few minutes. Lake bridges are clear. So is 405. Good job, everyone. This report brought to you by Closets by Design. Custom storage solutions for closets, garages, home offices, and more. Go to closetsbydesign.com to see current specials or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN to learn more. We are going to get cloudy later today and a little bit drier tomorrow. Rain and a high 55. It's 46 degrees right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you. I should have asked this question and had you weigh in on the text line. What are some of the most beautiful spots in the state of Washington where you can visit and do it for free? And the reason I'm bringing this up right now is because Seattle's most beloved sign of spring is just days away. And I'm talking about the famous cherry blossoms at the University of Washington campus.
Right.
And I just understand from this morning that you have yet to actually go visit.
I haven't been there.
I've been a couple of times, and I don't know why I don't just make it an annual thing, because it is absolutely gorgeous. But it is also, it can get very packed with people who are also enjoying the cherry blossoms.
For the gram?
Yes. They make for fantastic pictures.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not going to lie. But according to researchers, they're going to reach peak bloom on March 20th. So we're just 4 days away from that. And I didn't realize this, though. There are only 29 of those trees. And they reach peak bloom when 70% of the blossoms have opened. But it's happening earlier and earlier because we are having warmer winters. And the other thing that I'm learning is, because I was trying to think of what other places you could go for relatively cheap or for free, and Tulip Town is another one of those places. Now, you do have to pay to get in to see the tulips, but you could just also drive by. But I usually go. Have you done the Tulip Festival in Skagit County?
Yeah, you know, look, Ursula. Just the other day on Friday, we was talking about Wilkerson and their good pizza. So I was saying I got to get out there.
Yeah.
As you know, there's not a lot of places sightseeing that I have done. So when these topics come up, I love to talk about it.
It's like a whale.
And no.
Okay.
I do care.
Okay,
no.
Okay.
No, I care. I just like talking about this because what ends up happening is I think when I admit to everyone that I don't know.
Yeah.
People get fired up and they start saying, well, what about this place? What about this place? So the listeners, they text in all of these great places. Now, I'm looking at the weekend, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, okay, it still say it's supposed to be raining still on Friday. And then Saturday, they say the sun is going to be peaking, but it won't be speaking. So it's going to be out a little bit on Saturday and Sunday.
Rainy. But it's going to be kind of warmer.
But it might kind of go away. So I don't have to work this weekend. Maybe that might be, I might have to do it for the gram.
Yes.
Get some pics up in there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it might have to happen.
And then I know that you say that Lillian loves good food. You're going to be in the U District and you can go.
Where should I go?
I mean, there's almost like a little Koreatown in the U District.
Listen, I don't want to hurt the feelings of Seattle, but I just want y'all to know. The best food is not in Seattle.
You said that. You said it was in Tacoma.
It's Tacoma, Fedweezy, Federal Way, all that. Like
Fedweezy does have good food. Okay, do they hate that name?
I mean, it's Federal Way. Federal Way has really good food. And so, yeah. But if I do come to Seattle, I think I might have to go check it out.
District has some good food.
I've never done it. Now, you've done it before.
Yes.
And it's beautiful.
And it's have you done it?
I haven't done the UW ones. I've seen them. My college campus did have them, though. So I've seen cherry blossoms at peak blossom. And when I lived in West Seattle, actually, my street had a whole row of them. They're awesome.
You know what?
They are worth the view.
I used to live in West Seattle, and yes, I used to see them all the time. It's a good point.
I would literally wake up and right out my window, gorgeous. It is such a symbol of spring. It is that moment of, oh my, do you hear the birds chirping a little bit, even with the rain and the cloudiness? But when you see those,
beautiful. Yes, it's so gorgeous, and it's free. Because remember how you were laughing about there's no place to take a date without spending a lot of money?
Yeah.
Now, cherry blossoms would be a good option.
See, it's interesting, right? When things are hard on people that make lower income, they always come with suggestions. Like, hey, don't buy avocado toast. Don't buy a latte. Hey, go out to listen. When you go out, you want to do stuff for free? Yeah, I got to do it for free. Go for a walk. Okay. And by the way, Paul in 253 says, "Tell me you're old without telling me you're old. Let's go see the cherry blossoms." Is that an old?
Is that an old thing?
Is that an old
I'm going to tell you right now. I saw a lot of young people there taking in the cherry blossoms. Sorry, Paul.
Paul, I don't know about
age
that.
discrimination.
I don't know about that, Paul.
Okay, what are you going to say next? The arboretums for old folks too. That's another place which is a must-do. Japanese garden and the arboretum.
I haven't been to Snoqualmie Falls in a minute to see out there. That's beautiful. Yeah, I haven't been there in a minute.
That's a great little hike too. I mean, it's not a long hike, but being able to go up and down the falls over there. But Ursula, would you rather go on a trip to see spring flowers or fall colors?
Oh, that's easy. Spring colors.
Yeah?
Right now, my mood is lifted.
Mm-hmm.
Lift me up right now. My mood is lifted because days are longer. Yes, so basically, it's light out longer.
Yeah.
And cherry blossoms. When you start seeing the daffodils come up, then you see the tulips. I mean that's awesome.
I think
that means for me, summer is still ahead. I've got the longest days still ahead. No, this is
it might have to be Sunday because I know on Saturday morning I'm going to see. By the way, I'm back into youth sports, going to watch. I was down in Tacoma watching the 7-on-7 tournament. By the way, I'm a little mad about that. Ursula, I think this whole paying money for families to go and watch kids. I paid $10 to get in the game. No.
It costs money to put a game on.
What are the fees for then? When families pay fees for their kids to play, you know what I mean? Like, I think that should be all encompassed. I don't want to complain.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah.
And then on this Saturday, I get to go see a basketball championship game. I get to see at 10 o'clock a.m. My little girl, Zoe, she's playing in the championship game.
Okay, where's that going to be?
That's going to be down in Fife.
Okay,
Shout out to
so
Fife.
just keep going north.
Yeah, that'd be in Fife. And then Leo is playing at 11 o'clock in the championship game. So I'm going to see little kids' sports games. Yeah. I mean, with my wife, not by myself. Pause. With my wife.
Okay. Vicky correctly says fall is fantastic. Going to Leavenworth, one of the best drives this summer and autumn. Yeah. Okay. Don't get me wrong.
What you got?
Arboretum in the fall is nothing short of spectacular.
Is it spectacular too?
It is spectacular.
Okay, you know what?
But I get this sinking feeling of
winter's coming. They're falling off the tree.
I tell you what we got to do. I'm gonna start making a point to I got to get to these places. So I got to get to the cherry blossoms. That's going to happen. Arboretum, that needs to happen. Snoqualmie Fall. I need to do all of these things and just take pictures and do all those things. Will be fantastic when that happens.
Yes, see, that's perfect. Okay, keep texting because I want to know. And then other folks are asking, okay, what restaurant are they supposed to check out in Federal Way?
I mean, listen. If you love Korean food, you love Korean barbecue and all that,
God, yes.
Nobody beats Tacoma and Federal Way. I mean, hands down. Now, granted, Seattle has great pho. You know what I'm saying? Get the Vietnamese.
And teriyaki.
Well, teriyaki is univeral.
But teriyaki getting harder and harder to find.
No, it's just getting harder and harder to pay for.
That's true. It's becoming fine dining these days.
It's getting harder and harder to pay for. All right. Good stuff. Glad Ursula is back today. Let's see. Oh, we got scenarios next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
Two competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Let's talk about your hair. Well, maybe after we talk about my hair. I've got great hair, as you know, and it's because of Advanced Hair. Yep, Advanced Hair Restoration. Their simple one-day treatment offers life-changing results that I can attest to. Guys, it's not magic, but it's close to it. They put hair where you need it most, and bam, it grows. It's actual science. Advanced Hair has top-rated physicians, modern technology, and best of all, you get your very own natural hair that begins to regrow the very next day. It's even guaranteed to grow for life. So schedule your free consultation now at 425-449-8185. Mention Curly to qualify for $250 off and 250 free hair grafts. It's a limited time offer. Advanced Hair, the winner of the 425 Business of the Year, and the team that gave me my hair back. More importantly, they'll do the same for you. Guaranteed. 425-449-8185 or advancedhair.com.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Reutin, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
Jackson Hewitt has a great tax prep deal, $149 or less. Missing out is like ignoring the check engine light in your car. You'll regret it. Seriously, the price is only $149 or less, no matter how complicated. So don't wait. Like when you get a password expires today alert or you're shopping online and there's only one item left. It's like your taxes are in the cart. Just complete the purchase. Hurry. This deal for $149 or less is like your phone at 1%. It's about to power down. Limited time offer for new clients on federal returns. Participating locations only. Terms at jacksonhewitt.com/149.
Why'd I go to the doctor? Working on the farm, my heart kept skipping a beat. I didn't think much of it, but my daughters made me get checked out. Turns out I have atrial fibrillation, which increases the risk of stroke about 5 times.
Symptoms like irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness can come and go. But if it's AFib, the risk of stroke remains. If you have symptoms, contact a doctor.
I'm so glad I did.
Visit notimetowait.com. Sponsored by Bristol Myers Squibb and Pfizer.
It's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. This Thursday night at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
Shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Thursday night at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Compassion, communication, results. That's Pendergast Law Personal Injury Lawyers. Go to pendergastlaw.com. That's pendergastlaw.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Before we get to scenarios, you know what? I have a goal now. From now, for the rest of the year, I'm going to go see all of the nice spots and take pictures and post it. Because a lot of these things I haven't seen.
Kind of like a little mini bucket list for you over there.
It really
is.
Yeah. And you will just be reminded of the beauty that we get to enjoy here.
Reminded of the beauty you possess inside. Anybody know that song? Who knows that song?
Yeah. And make it easier.
There we go.
It's the G track there.
Whitney Houston. All right, scenarios.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario?
I work on a regular Monday through Friday job. That's what I was hired for. But my boss has this idea that great employees are always available. So now every weekend, my phone is buzzing. Paul, stay out of this. My phone is buzzing with emails and group messages about stuff that could clearly wait until Monday. Paul, stay out of this. At first, I answered them because I didn't want to look bad. But then it became a thing. Saturday mornings, Sunday nights, always something. Paul, stay out of this. So last weekend, I decided I wasn't responding. Paul did that too. It's my day off. Monday morning, my boss pulls me aside and says, hey, when you don't answer emails on the weekend, it makes it seem like you're not really showing leadership. I told him respectfully, it was my day off. Now the vibe at work feels weird, like I'm not being a team player. So I'm curious, am I being lazy for protecting my weekend? Or is my boss doing a little too much expecting people to work when they're off the clock? 888-973-5476 is the Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line. Ursula, you up the bat first.
No, you're finally putting a boundary up, and your boss is telling you that he or she does not like that. But I'm going to say if you are that valuable, they're going to get over it, and then we'll understand that they can't do everything. I mean, that's abuse.
Yeah.
Okay, why did you keep saying, Paul, don't weigh in? Paul, don't weigh in.
We just got a couple of text messages from Gee over the weekend.
All day and night having to do with work?
Because Paul, Sophia, they just know. I just send the texts.
Yeah.
I just send texts all the time. And I actually, here's the thing. I was very specific this weekend, and I sent him a text saying.
Now, are you asking for things?
No.
Okay.
I sent him a text by saying, hey, you don't have to respond. I'm just sending you these things. Because the truth of the matter is, I don't have no small kids. I don't have a life. So 90% of the time, you know this, Ursula, you're the same way.
Yes, I am.
We don't turn off work.
No, we don't.
But I want to be respectful to Paul and be like, listen.
So why don't you do it by email? Because text, you got to always look.
I don't think I've ever gotten an email from Gee.
I know, because Gee doesn't ever open his email.
Because y'all know how I feel about the emails. The thing about the
text gives it some urgency, right?
No, but I think Paul understands. Sophia understands. Now, Sophia really be ignoring your dog until Monday. Hey, Sophia, she already know. Like,
She's learning early.
She learns the deal. She's like, hey, as long as I call you at 7 o'clock, I'm good.
On Monday. 7 o'clock on Monday.
It might have also been her birthday weekend.
That's true.
She might have been out of town.
I'm with you, Ursula. Put that barrier up. It's your weekend. It's your time. You use it there. You're not a bad employee if you're not going above and beyond outside of your work hours. Sometimes you might need to be a little, adjust and be open-minded. I can relate to being on call for a good chunk of your business day, but when it's Saturday and Sunday, when the show's over, when we wrap on Saturday or Friday at noon, we'll tell. I sent Gee my good morning text on Sunday, and then we followed up on this morning in the meeting.
Hey, what day did?
So funny.
Hey, last week. It was last week. We had a bunch of interviews and stuff coming up for the next day. And so I think it was like Thursday night or Wednesday night or Thursday night. When did you go to the hockey game?
Thursday night.
He went to Thursday night. So Thursday night, I was and he hit me back. Oh, yeah, I see this right away. I'm at the hockey game right now. hey, I was like, okay,
but
that's your point.
The difference is that you didn't give him the cold shoulder the next day.
Right.
It's not like his job is depending on it. Mm-hmm. Because technically, you're not going to be the person that decides whether Paul has a job or not. And right?
Right.
Realistically. And in this case, in the scenario case, this is a boss directly doing that with someone he is supervising and then acting differently when he actually says, hey, I actually have a life.
Right. I just want to say, pat myself on the back, Ursula, I actually think I'd be a cool boss.
I think so, too.
If I was the boss, I think I'd be, Paul, Nick, what y'all think, man?
Yeah, I believe that. Until you, I don't know.
Wait, finish the sentence, Paul.
I remember when we started a project and things didn't go the way we wanted it last year when things started. Things got a little dicey for our podcast launch.
Yeah.
Not you'd be great.
425 says, on scenarios, any workplace that fosters a toxic work culture like that is not worth the time or energy. The problem is right now, there are people who are putting up with a lot of you-know-what, with a lot of BS because they're fearful of losing their job in a tough job market.
Yeah, very true.
And there are, unfortunately, people who will take advantage of that.
Yeah, agree.
G would be the boss that would try and stay on, but everybody's good side, that's for sure.
Well,
not really.
Maybe not with Paul. How about that?
What you got, dog?
Well, I'm not expecting anyone to email or text about work at all during your days off because that's the whole point of days off, to get a chance to take a breath, get away from all the stress and noise involving tasks, coworkers that maybe get under your skin. So if someone is blowing up your phone on that Saturday or Sunday, just tell them the shop is closed for a couple of days, or better yet, don't get back to them until that Monday morning. Unless you're in Paul's shoes and G's getting on your case for that situation, Paul doesn't have to stay out of it, even if he is at the hockey game, for crying out loud.
Yeah.
The one thing that I do is, I've tried to do it more, is if I'm sending something that I just want to remind myself, hey, let's try to get this. I do it via email, so it's not like you got to act on it right now.
Right.
Because it's hard to ignore text.
I should probably do the email. But nah.
You won't.
I'm gonna keep it on the text.
We can have a group chat, just not about any segments for the next show. How about that? Let's keep it light.
Hey, shout out to Sophia. Sophia does me. She does a great job. She's like, I am not answering you at all. Then on Sunday, hey, good morning.
Good for her.
I know. Hey, let's see. Coming up in 11 o'clock hour, we got a lot to talk about. Y'all like bagels? Because there's a bagel shop that's just gone. They're closing down. So we'll talk about all that next, and we got Agree to Disagree at 11:30. Gee and Ursula.
Have something to say? We'd love to hear it. Text KIRO News Radio at 888-973-KIRO. That's 888-973-5476. Powered by Muckleshoot Casino Resort.
Your old water heater's starting to peter. DayandNight.net. Day and Night has $150 off installation of any new water heater, including tankless, backed by a free lifetime warranty.
Hi, I'm Bruce. When your old water heater leaks or fails, the damage could be catastrophic. Whether you need an emergency replacement or you're planning ahead before it leaks, give us a call and we'll help you get into hot water again.
Get $150 off installation of any new water heater.
DayandNight.net.
File now with TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They'll find every credit and deduction or your money back. File today the easy way in the Credit Karma app.
Your best source for local news. KIRO News Radio. Northwest News.
Jen, I didn't know you shopped here.
Hey, I'm hunting for something fresh for spring.
Oh, girl, skip them all. Jewelry Television has the best spring looks right now.
JTV, way ahead of you. Just hit up JTV.com yesterday. Scored the cutest clover earrings, 2 tennis bracelets, and this gorgeous pearl ring.
Right now, new customers get $20 off any purchase of $99 or more at JTV.com.
Oh, and gold hoops and this turquoise bracelet.
Just a couple things, huh?
Maybe more than a couple.
I'm Boomer Esiason. My mom died from cancer. She was only 37 years old. She didn't have life insurance, and that was devastating for my family. That's why having life insurance is so important to me. Ethos makes it fast and easy. Get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. You can get up to $3 million in coverage with no medical exam.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/protect. That's ethos.com/protect. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Remember that time we were driving through France and for some reason we didn't have GPS?
Oh, for some reason? That reason would be that you didn't plug your phone in because you didn't have a charger.
Yeah, because I let you borrow my phone so you could call your mother, and you're on the phone for like 30 minutes telling her where we are. But that aside, we didn't know where we were going. We did fight a little bit because we didn't know where we were going. I think that Longevity Medical Clinic is like the GPS for us. They tell us which turns to make. They tell us which directions to go, right?
They do. And now I feel like the two of us together have a clear path and we have more control over our own health care.
Right, exactly. So you don't have to get out of the car and try to find information somewhere. It's all right there. As you're aging, all the little sort of turns you have to make in order to be able to have lots of energy and to enjoy your life. So for as far as I'm concerned, Longevity Medical Clinic is our GPS. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at lmclinic.com. That's lmclinic.com.
LifeLock, how can I help?
The IRS said I filed my return, but I haven't.
1 in 4 tax-paying Americans has paid the price of identity fraud.
What do I do? My refund, though. I'm freaking out.
Don't worry, I can fix this.
LifeLock fixes identity theft guaranteed and gets your money back with up to $3 million in coverage.
I'm so relieved.
No problem. I'll be with you every step of the way.
1 in 4 was a fraud-paying American. Not anymore. Save up to 40% your first year with promo code NEWS at LifeLock.com. Terms apply.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. President Trump is encouraging other countries to help reopen the Strait of Hormuz. CBS's Stacey Lynn with the latest.
The president said while some nations are ready to assist,
some are very enthusiastic about it.
He criticized other U.S. allies for their lukewarm response.
Some are countries that we've helped for many, many years. We've protected them.
And once again pushed for their support.
These people literally need it. 95% of their energy or their oil comes out of the strait, and they should be in here very happily helping us.
Stacey Lynn, CBS News, the White House.
President Trump also says the U.S. does not know if Iran's supreme leader is dead or not. White House Chief of Staff Susie Wiles says she has been diagnosed with breast cancer. She says she is grateful to have an outstanding team of doctors who detected the cancer early. President Trump says she will continue working during her treatment. The CEOs of several top airlines are demanding Congress restore funding for the Department of Homeland Security to pay airport workers. CBS's Nicole Killian on Capitol Hill.
The priority this week, at least here in the Senate, is that the chamber will take up an election integrity bill. So even if a deal was reached today, it is not something that would necessarily be taken up anytime soon, because this election integrity bill is going to eat up a lot of time on the floor.
Closing arguments today in the murder trial of Utah mom Corey Richins. She's accused of giving her husband a deadly dose of fentanyl 4 years ago. She later published a children's book about grief. CBS's Andres Gutierrez has more on why there was no witness for the defense.
Are you following your attorney's advice and waiving your right to testify at trial?
Yes, I am.
In her first words since her murder trial began, Utah mom Corey Richins said Thursday she would not take the stand, forfeiting her right to testify against allegations that she poisoned her husband, Eric Richins, with fentanyl in March of 2022.
The defense trust.
Severe weather across the country with a blizzard in the upper Midwest and a possible tornado touches down in Tennessee. CBS's Ian Lee.
The southern end of the same storm hit southern Tennessee with a possible tornado, and crews already hard at work clearing toppled trees about 2 hours south of Nashville. The colossal weather system is also blowing dangerously high winds in western Nebraska, where 2 massive wildfires are burning more than 500,000 acres of land, rivaling the state's worst wildfires.
An extreme heat warning has been issued across Southern California. On Wall Street, stocks are down. Oil is up. This is CBS News.
I want to know what's going on in the world.
I'm Tony.
There are big questions that all of us are asking. I want to get you the answers.
How are you?
I'm Tony DeCopel. Join me on the CBS Evening News.
We've got some big basketball news coming your way in just a moment. But first, we're going to look at our traffic, KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. And the only major issue that we're looking at is on SR 18 just west of Tiger Mountain State Park. The right lane in the eastbound direction is blocked because of an incident. Plan for delays if you're going through that area. But otherwise, we are doing great all over the map. I'm going to hit you with some travel times because they're unbelievable for this time on a Monday. Federal Way to Seattle, 21 minutes. Linwood to Seattle, 24 minutes, even with that Ship Canal Bridge construction closure. Renton to Bellevue, just 15 minutes on 405. Bothell to Bellevue, 15 minutes as well on 405. This report brought to you by Emerald Queen Casino. Get ready to be transported back to the golden era of rock. It's John Waite with John Cafferty and the Beaver Brown Band live at Emerald Queen Casino, April 9th. Emerald Queen Casino, the entertainment capital of the Northwest.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. The NBA appears to be one step closer to approving new teams in Las Vegas and Seattle. ESPN's Shams Charania says each franchise could come with a heavy price tag.
Industry executives tell me that you're looking at somewhere between $7 to $10 billion per team.
NBA owners could vote as early as next week to start collecting bids for the expansion team. If a bid is approved, a second and final vote could come later this year. A big showing from Washington in the NCAA basketball tournament. The Husky women got the number 6 seed. Gonzaga women are at number 12, and the Bulldog men got in at number 3. A big drug bust in the Olympic Peninsula. Details from KIRO News Radio's Manda Factor.
Detectives arrested 5 people and seized hundreds of grams of fentanyl, meth, and cocaine over 2 days last week. The Olympic Peninsula Narcotics Enforcement Team says the investigation started last Wednesday in Clallam County. It led them to the Seven Cedars Casino in Sequim, where a group from Kitsap County was allegedly selling drugs. 3 of those arrested are convicted felons who are also caught with guns. In all, detectives seized 10 firearms and nearly $19,000 in cash. Manda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
Get ready for another atmospheric river this week. Here's KIRO News Radio's Luke Ducey.
Larry O'Neill, the state climatologist of Oregon, told me on Friday, we need as much rain and snow as we can get right now because of the snowpack in the Cascades and the Olympics. They're much lower than normal.
Without that snowpack, we know for sure that we'll have water supply issues because that natural reservoir is much lower than normal.
Scott Sistick with the Emerald City Weather Blog says it's going to be warm and wet all this week, the worst starting tomorrow. But unlike last week, snow levels are going to rise up to about 9,000 feet. So a lot of that snowpack we got last week, it's going to melt. It's going to wash away.
More tech layoffs at Atlassian, which makes workplace collaboration software, cutting 63 workers in Washington. This is a part of a 10% across-the-board workforce reduction the company says is to self-fund investments in artificial intelligence. Now, a quick check of your forecast. Light showers turning into cloudy afternoon, rain tomorrow and a high of 55. It's 48 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
This is the Gee and Ursula Show with G. Scott and Ursula Reutin.
Hey, good morning, everybody. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you. Ursula, I went downstairs, and guess who I saw downstairs?
Who?
Sophia.
You did?
I saw Sophia.
Did she say, hey?
She said, you know. But I told her to go ahead and listen to back to our last segment. And she just laughed. She just laughed. And by the way, if you missed that, we're talking about scenarios and the boss texting or emailing the coworker at nighttime.
And on weekends.
And on weekends. So
and then G was suddenly feeling like, are they talking about me in this scenario?
I think they were. It was fun. All right, what are we doing at 11 o'clock hours?
Well, coming up at 11:30, did you watch the Oscars last night? Or you watched part of it? I know that you watched little
only watched,
bits and pieces.
I watched, it took me about a minute. And the winner of Best Actor. Yeah.
Okay, and then you're like, okay, you just want to know that was going to happen.
That's
it. Okay. Well, I'm curious if you think there is a future in these award shows because, correct me if I'm wrong, but this may be now going into YouTube space versus actually being on network TV.
Okay.
So I'm curious as to how much people are even paying attention to the award shows anymore. And if you watch, what are you watching for? Text us. Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line is 888-973-5476, 888-973 KIRO.
Top stories at 11.
On the Gee and Ursula Show.
So you were asking if people like eating bagels. There is a bagel company that suddenly announced it is going out of business. We're talking about Blazing Bagels. It was once red hot, and it's been around for 25 years. And the Seattle Times reports that all 5 stores are closing. We're talking about in SoDo, North Seattle, Redmond, Issaquah, and Bellevue. And it's not clear how many employees are going to be laid off. But in 2018, Blazing Bagels was churning out more than 7 million bagels a year. They were doing really well. So what's happening? The company says it's very sad that it has to close, and it appreciates the years of support. And King 5 is reporting that the company is closing because of bankruptcy. But according to a statement from the company, they had plans to expand and had just upgraded kitchens with new equipment and made recent hires. So here are some former employees who spoke with King 5 News.
A lot of us were crying as we were talking and gathering like our personal belongings and everything.
And that employee said they should have said something sooner if they knew things were going south.
If they knew that things weren't going well, they should have said something so like people could start looking for jobs.
And this employee also says that they're all feeling a whole bunch of different emotions right now.
It's very, very devastating, very hurtful.
And already when we said we were going to be talking about this story, I saw someone say, well, just get ready. A lot of businesses are moving elsewhere. I mean, and you and I have talked about this. It is tough to have a small business right now. I mean, in Seattle in particular, but elsewhere too.
You want to know what else is tough?
Brick and mortar.
And it's also tough to afford to live here. We talk about affordability just in general here, whether it's Seattle, San Francisco, LA, New York. That's just what's happening. You know, the sad thing about this Blazing Bagel story, and I think it points to the reality, the sad reality of what we are going through right now. If you have been out to eat, or maybe you are starting to, tighten up the budget a little bit, and when you decide to go out to eat, Ursula, some of these restaurants, so for an example, I thought that there used to be a time where, okay, we're going to go out to eat, we're going to get dressed up and go out, and after everything, the bill was $125 for a family of 4. We had a great time. We enjoyed that. It was a really nice restaurant, $125, right? For a family of 4. Mm-hmm. Now you're going to some of these restaurants. It's not necessarily considered fine dining.
No.
A mid-tier type restaurant, and you're family of 4, $100 for that. And it's not the fault of a Blazing Bagel. It's not the fault of them. It's the fault of the prices are way too high of what they have to charge to be able to pay the minimum wage, to be able to afford where they're leasing the rent every single month, to afford their bills. And it's just sad.
Well, there's something that you have said, and I remember you showing me a picture, you texting me, it might have even been a weekend, where you texted a picture of where you were versus a business across the street. And you said, you have to be incredible.
Oh.
If you're really, really good, you're going to make it. But if you're mediocre anymore, it's just the climate is not there. I mean, it's too hard. The margin's too thin.
Well, how about this, Ursula? How about let me ask you, and then we can go around the horn and ask our listeners. If you go to a place to eat, you and Long Live Mark, and you go to eat, hey, we're going to go try a new place. You try that new place, you go in, customer service is okay. The food, it was okay.
I'm not coming back.
Right? So that's Ursula not coming back.
Yeah.
Like some people.
And I am someone who relies heavily on eating out or bringing take-home food, as you all know.
You know what I mean? So it is really hard for these restaurants. That's why restaurants are one of the hardest business to open and continue going. So your restaurant has to be exceptional, and then you're like, okay, I might come back. I think that what we might see, unfortunately, going forward is like Eduardo Jordan, came in here and told us.
Yes, and he said, in case people don't know, he used to have several restaurants in the Seattle area.
Yeah.
And had a couple of issues, too, that came up, but he knows the restaurant industry.
Yes. And that whole thing, look, the fact that business owners aren't getting a tax credit when it comes to with the tips and everything, with the $21 an hour. I mean, what are you asking for? You're asking these businesses to not make it. Even in New York, you guys do know that New York, it's like $11, $12 an hour for the servers. But here is $21. So, unfortunately, when we hear about the Blazing Bagels, it's heartbreaking, but we're going to probably continue more. And I don't see...
Catherine in the 360 texted and said, I'm big time cutting eating out. I had a small bowl of pho and one spring roll, and it was $22. I mean,
see what I'm saying?
The reality is the economy is also playing a big fat role. People are making different choices.
In with the economy, like you're saying, and like she just talked about, you're paying. You used to pay for that pho and the spring roll. You can get out the door for $7. Now you're paying $20. Problem is our wages haven't caught up to what we are going through right now. So it's a lot. I mean, you can go to McDonald's right now with a family of 4 and pay $60-something.
I know, but remember, I mean, bringing up the wages, and we are in favor of higher wages.
Mm-hmm.
However, we have talked about that does come with the reality that they're going to raise prices, and for some people, it's like the price is too much.
Here's the thing. Yes, all of us we're okay with higher wages. We want people to make money. And hold on, we want the higher minimum wage. But I'm asking the state of Washington, there needs to be credit and help for these restaurants.
Yes, absolutely.
The B&O tax on top of the gross receipt is gross. You know how I did that?
Yeah, I did. You didn't pause long enough.
Oh, dang it. You're right. I need a little pause. Little pause.
Okay, well, speaking of money, did you see that Seattle Center, the price tag for the revamp has gone up considerably? Shocker. According to the Seattle Times, for the past year, the group that made up the folks who are from the hospitality, entertainment, and policy world have now created a plan to overhaul the Seattle Center and make it more modern. The original plan was to raise $1 billion through property tax levy, or a mix of public and private dollars. But now the executive director of the Seattle Center Foundation says he is pushing for a bond measure that would raise $1.3 to $1.5 billion. But now the scope of the project has expanded to other buildings that need help, like Benaroya Hall, Fifth Avenue Theater, and the Paramount. According to the Times, the Seattle Center faces $500 million in maintenance and upgrading just HVACs and utility systems. And they're saying, well, if we're going to do it, we need to do it right. Instead of having another 25 or 30 years where we just hold it together with duct tape and good intentions, let's make a real investment into the cultural heart of our city. That is a quote from this gentleman, the executive director of the Seattle Center Foundation. My question for you,
what's up,
listening right now is, again, and I've asked this before, the Seattle Center has a special place in my heart. When I first moved to Seattle, I lived practically next door. I lived in Lower Queen Anne.
Okay. And
to get home from KIRO, I would walk through Seattle Center. So it just holds a very special memory for me.
At night?
Well, my shift would end at 10.
That's right.
There was someone, a friend of a friend, would pick me up at 2 a.m. I was 23 years old.
And bring you here
and
to
bring
KIRO.
me to KIRO, just out of the goodness of his heart.
That was nice.
It was so kind.
That was nice.
Yeah, but then I would walk home because I didn't have, any place to park.
Right.
I made no money.
You walk from here to Seattle Center?
Yeah, no, we used to be at 3rd and Broad.
Oh, okay, that's not bad.
Yeah. So for many years, we would just be there with KIRO 7 TV.
So what do you
anyway,
think?
I bring that up because Seattle Center holds a special place in my heart. But for newcomers or folks like Paul or Nick, is it that important for you to see the survival of Seattle Center?
I think I've been to a couple of the events that take place in Seattle Center. I think it's a really cool central spot to have, a big open space. Kids love the big fountain down there in the summer. I've been to what is it, Taste of Seattle, and then a couple of the other things that have been through there.
Yeah,
I think it's a great spot, but it is interesting because I have walked around Seattle Center and I have no idea other than maybe one or two buildings what else is going on down there.
Boom.
I don't know what else is in the Seattle Center. You know, you get the big mainstay stuff, but there's a lot of
They have a lot of
office-y-
festivals.
Yeah, but I'm like, what is that building for? What is, and I don't, like I said, that's just me not knowing.
Yeah.
But in terms of, I think it's a really cool spot to have right in the city. You got the Needle, you got Mopop, you got everything right there, and there's a lot of stuff they do in that area, but it may be a little extra bells and whistles. I really like the Seattle Armory, though. And that's right by the Seattle Center, and I think that's I think they've done a lot of cool stuff in there to make that a great place if you're stopping in before you're heading to the Kraken game, or maybe heading to the Science Center or Mopop or something like that.
The only real memories I've had of the Seattle Center and what is it, the atrium or the Commons area you were talking about, Paul?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's only I remember going on field trips as a kid. You know, when you go out there and you're hanging out in that big Commons area and the fountain, it's fancy and all, but now when you grow up, I feel like it's just like the pathway to get to the
I just
Climate
walked through
Pledge
it.
Arena.
That's all. I just walked through it. Yeah.
It's just like it's the channel that you go through, you know, and maybe you can get a bite to eat or visit the Kraken shop on the way there. But I mean, other than that, it just feels like it's a pathway.
So, Nick, you absolutely nailed it. That's all that it is. You're figuring out where you're going to park, and then it's a pathway to get through to Climate Pledge. And then Nick just said, well, then you try to figure out where you're going to eat. That's what this investment will be. This investment for this will remind me with the same investment of tearing down the 99. And we see what has happened now.
That's beautiful.
How beautiful that is.
Yes. And there were a lot of naysayers before that.
No doubt. That is, people are coming from everywhere. On a sunny day, it is amazing. Well, Seattle Center, that area needs some love and needs to get, matter of fact, downtown Seattle, City Hall and all these, man, some of these places are old. You know what I'm talking about?
It's getting a little old. But they need better maintenance.
Reminds me of my bedroom. Oh, that thing is just...
Need some remodeling over there.
Justin and Ian, it needs some love.
Yeah.
Justin and Enumclaw says, I've been to Seattle Center a few times recently, and it's so sad. It's always empty, and the restaurants are way overpriced, and it's not even good food. I mean, it needs to have the energy of Climate Pledge, because Climate Pledge is not sad.
That's what I'm saying.
I go in there, and the food is great. The food options are great. Mm-hmm. That's a great experience. Expensive as you know what to watch a game.
But see, that's the thing, and that's where. Think about it for a sec. Think about this. If and when the Supersonics come back, right? So you want to go with your family. Hey, let's go to Climate Pledge. We'll go to the game. You just go to Climate Pledge. No. There's a future where I can see, hey, we're going to go down early. We're going to be hanging out here. Seattle Center, you got this spot. You got this spot.
That's
you got
what we
this
did for
amazing place.
last week. We did when me and my buddies for the Kraken game. We went down and there was a bar that we went into a bar for a little bit and then walked down. It wasn't smack dab in Seattle Center.
I don't want to go in a bar.
Yeah, but
I want to go in somewhere nice. You know what I'm saying? I want to go in a bar.
And I don't know how you feel about the fountain out there. And I know it's historic, probably, and old, and it's been there forever. But I feel like it's just time to move on from that thing and just like because there's a lot of space that could be utilized in that area, and I just feel like there's just a lot of sitting around watching the fountain. I feel like there could be more to be done in that area.
But that's part of the beauty. I think if you made it more user friendly, it didn't cost an arm and a leg to park.
Wait, that fountain is part of the beauty?
I think it's cool.
Yes. And that's historically speaking, too, that's a place where people go to, whether it's hold a protest, hold a vigil, whatever. I mean, it's a meeting place.
You know what? That's why we have a hard time getting rid of stuff at home. That's why we hoard stuff all the time. That'd be me. Oh, but when I bought this, it was so precious at the time. I just can't get rid of it. It's okay. What was that? What's that lady's name? The little organizer lady, Marie something. What was that one?
Kondo. Yeah, does it still bring you joy? Yeah. But right now, apparently, the fountain's not bringing anyone enough joy.
Is the fountain bringing you joy?
I like looking at it.
Jerry in the 206, the fountain is beautiful. Okay, hold on.
Does it really bring you joy?
You could keep it, but I feel like maybe the bowl around it's just a bit much. Maybe we could shrink that a bit.
Does anybody say, hey, family, let's stop off at the fountain before we go other places?
How about there would... If they gave it a little bit of life, I mean, no one loved the viaduct until they got rid of it, and now it's all of a sudden a beautiful waterfront. Right? So if you...
Whenever I see this...
Why does it have to be now $1 billion or $1.5 billion?
Because things cost money. When you go to renovate your kitchen, did it cost money? Were you shocked at the sticker shock?
I'm still
Yes,
shocked.
you were. And by the way, every time I go down to that fountain, you know what I feel like? I feel like I'm at Woodstock. That's what I feel. Yes, every time. I feel like you guys you read between the lines on that.
Sometimes it feels like a skate park.
See,
people going
Tammy
around
in the
there.
360. The fountain is part of its charm. Come on, people.
I like this one from Bonnie, too. This is something I always think about when I think about things in downtown. The Armory has a lot of restrooms in it. It serves as the main spot to use the restroom when you're visiting the Seattle Center in general. So if you're doing up in the Seattle Center and any other, put more bathrooms, man. We need more bathrooms.
Yeah,
if I was a politician, I would be running on more public bathrooms.
At this point, that place is just the exit for the monorail. I'm telling you.
Okay, so I got a question. Text in, doesn't matter where you live. Keep the fountain or get rid of the fountain. 888-973-5476. Text us.
Graham.
Keep the fountain.
Graham and Sammamish already said, get rid of the fountain. Have you seen kids playing it in the summer? Why, yes, I have.
Yes, I have seen
I don't want
kids.
to take that one
And
away.
then I see about 3 to 4 kids, and then the rest of them, I feel like I'm at Woodstock. I'm just floating in a fountain.
Muckleshoot Casino Resort text line 888-973-5476. I'm hoping we help these planners. They hear our feedback. I mean, Seattle Center needs some help.
They need some love.
Memorial Stadium needs some serious help.
How much do you use your house and kitchen now that you got a renovation, Ursula?
Yes. Yes.
All right, let's see. Before I go, let's see what Corey and Samantha says. Love you guys, but I'm a 55-year-old Seattle area resident, born and raised, and that fountain is a part of our history.
Thank
it
you,
needs
Corey.
to stay.
Thank
Seattle
you.
has changed enough for people who have moved here and decided to change it. Leave some nostalgic things for those of us who were born here.
Thank you. I wasn't even born here, and I'm going to for that fountain.
Keep the fountain.
Look.
Gee,
Look
you're
how many
losing on the
people.
text line.
Yeah,
You're losing. Gee and Nick are losing on the text line.
Nick's losing.
We're losing this battle, G.
I'm losing the people that say they never come to Seattle.
I'm
losing. I'm
these
losing.
people come.
No, they're losing. I'm losing. All right. Agree to disagree. Next. Gee Ursula.
This hour is brought to you by DUI Heroes. KIRO Newsradio, the first place you turn for the news you trust.
Seattle's new mayor is laying out a big vision.
She offered few specifics.
Engaging conversation.
Has anybody noticed their electric bill? It's diabolical, Ursula.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They are bringing the Lombardi back to the Northwest.
Streaming everywhere on the KIRO Newsradio app. Always here, always with you. KIRO Newsradio, 97.3 FM.
The stock market was on fire in 2025 due to AI and tech stocks. Now is the time to set a strategy for 2026. It's a good opportunity to lock in those gains and invest into a stable platform. With $8 trillion in cash sitting on the sidelines, investors are either scared or unsure where to go. Hi, I'm Scott Rurecka, CEO of Legacy Group Capital in Bellevue. Legacy Group Capital develops local real estate, lends money, and shares the profits with our investors. Diversify with Legacy Group Capital. Invest into our Northwest Fund, which is currently delivering 9% on a fixed rate term. It's our flagship fund for 19 years with zero investor losses. And yes, we do accept IRAs. Find out why 1,300 local investors have invested over $350 million.
Legacy Group Capital at legacyg.com. This is not investment advice. Investments available to accredited investors only. Details at legacyg.com.
It's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. This Thursday night at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Thursday night at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
It started as a puddle.
Where?
In the shower.
Uh-oh.
Then the kitchen sink.
Started backing up?
Yeah.
I know where this is going.
Clogged up.
Right. No problem.
Beg your pardon?
There's no clog we can't clear.
You're Dan.
From Apollo Plumbing.
This is going to get pricey.
How about $83?
To clear my drain?
Apollo Plumbing clears main drains every day.
For $83?
83 or it's free.
What's the catch?
No catch. We'll even do a camera inspection.
Why's that?
It's the best way to find the cause of your clog.
And it's included?
No extra charge. Truth is, we hate clogs.
I don't love them.
Seen them all.
Ew.
I promise. There's no clog Apollo can't clear.
Guaranteed.
83 or free.
Goodbye, slow drains.
All it takes is an accessible clean out.
And Apollo gets my drains draining again.
You call, we come, it's fixed.
My heroes.
Just doing our job.
Thank you, Apollo Plumbing.
ApolloPlumbing.com.
Advanced Hair Restoration, the simple one-day hair loss solution that's guaranteed to regrow your own natural hair. AdvancedHair.com. AdvancedHair.com.
I'm here with Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. And Wes, you were just telling me you think 2026 is going to be a rebound year for the housing market.
That's right. I think we're heading into the best real estate market of the past 4 years. And here's why. If you take a step back and look at the big picture, experts are anticipating a 15% increase in sales volume next year. Interest rates are at near 3-year lows and trending down, and home prices have held near all-time highs. There is a lot of pent-up demand. People have been sitting on the sidelines waiting for their time to jump into the market since 2022, and they need a place to buy.
So, hey, 2026 might be your year. If you're considering selling your home, if you're thinking about moving, but there was something that was just holding you back, now might be a great time. So do this. Go to sellwithwes.com. You can see your home's real value there with Wes's home value calculator. Then schedule an appointment by giving him a call. Sellwithwes.com. Sellwithwes.com. It really just is a better way to sell your home.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good morning, I'm Jillian Raftery. The U.S. and Israel continue to keep pressure on Iran as the war enters the third week. Tehran refuses to back down. The Iran's war's economic and geopolitical consequences are unfurling rapidly, and President Donald Trump is cajoling allies and other global powers to help. CBS News national security correspondent Charlie D'Agata has more from Tel Aviv.
He's asking for help. He said, but the United States doesn't need it. This is the most powerful Navy, powerful military in the world that's been gathered here. And he feels that if these tankers, and most importantly, I suppose, their insurance companies felt safe in transporting and transiting the Strait of Hormuz, that they would be doing so, and he sort of encouraged them to do so.
If gas prices keep going up as they steadily have been, Washington could average $5 a gallon for regular this week. We're now at an average $4.92 a gallon, which is up 29 cents from a week ago and almost 90 cents from a year ago. The highest recorded average was $5.55. That was during the beginning of the Russian-Ukraine war in 2022. The White House chief of staff has been diagnosed with early-stage breast cancer. The president praised Susie Wiles and said she's already started treatments and will continue to work. Seattle's mayor has shut down a months-long planned rollout of Microsoft Copilot AI among city employees. 500 employees had been using it as part of a pilot project for research, writing, and other tasks. The official word from the city of Seattle, as reported by The Times, is that they're studying the implications of widespread AI use. But The Times reports many city workers already use AI, namely ChatGPT. New details about why Brandon Roy was fired from his job as boys basketball coach at Seattle's Garfield High School last September.
According to records and emails obtained by the Seattle Times, Roy, who had led Garfield to 3 state championships, was fired because he was allegedly part of a recruiting push involving an NBA agent who offered a student an apartment, a car, and money if he transferred to Garfield. Roy denied the allegations both to the school district and to the Times. And he says he wasn't fired, pointing out that he was invited to reapply for his job. No comment from the school district about Roy's job or the recruiting allegations. Frank Lindsay, KIRO News Radio.
Checking your traffic. We're speed limit drive almost anywhere you want to go. You have just the tiniest bit of slowing on I-5 southbound headed through the Ship Canal, but otherwise it is extremely quiet on the roads from Olympia to Everett. This report brought to you by KIRO News Radio, and we're checking the weather, and we are going to have a dry period this afternoon, high of 57. Rainy almost all of tomorrow, though, and a high of 55. It's 48 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Jillian Raftery for KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the Gee and Ursula Show. Happy Monday to all of you. Gee, the people have spoken, and with the exception of Todd and Burien, everyone wants to keep the fountain at Seattle Center.
Hey, I saw. Reminded me of the viaduct.
We heard you. We're keeping the fountain. All right?
We're keeping the fountain.
But everyone
the
agrees.
text line went off.
It went off.
Yeah,
I've never seen G. I've seen G lose some arguments on the text line. I don't know if I've ever seen this lopsided L for G.
Somebody said, Nick, keep your hands off our fountain. All right? Fair enough.
Hey, no doubt.
Yeah.
They said, no, keep the fountain. Yes, we love it looking like Woodstock.
Hey, but let's go to Agree to Disagree. Brought to you by Guardian Roofing and Gutters.
One of these days, we just got to take off the gloves. Just really go at it.
All right, the big news from yesterday was the Oscars wrapping up. The one battle after another, taking home the Best Picture nominee for those here in Washington. Train Dreams, unfortunately, did not take home any hardware. Still looked like a great movie, though, by the trailers. It looks like a beautiful movie for that. But I'm curious. I saw most of the speeches, and some of them were a couple of people took a couple of moments. But this year, I didn't feel like a lot of people were trying to make a big statement here. So I'm curious, Ursula, do award show speeches matter to you? And then I got a follow-up after we dive into that about the Oscars here.
I want to say that they matter, but to be honest, I barely remembered that the Oscars was last night. And while I was trying to unpack and decide whether I should sleep or unpack my luggage, I went with unpacking the luggage, and I did catch a couple of things. The one thing that stood out to me, it wasn't a speech, it was the in memoriam segment. And when Barbra Streisand came out to talk about Robert Redford and then she sang, oh my word. And maybe it's just I'm already in my feels at this point in time about time is precious. And I remember I had the biggest crush on Robert Redford. I just thought he was the most beautiful man.
He was a cool dude.
Yeah, he was a really cool dude and did a lot beyond acting.
Out there in Utah. What's the awards? What's the
Sundance.
town? Sundance.
Yeah. And so I thought that was beautiful. But
Diane Keaton got a good
and Diane Keaton, yes. And then there's some people who are mentioning, certain folks who were left out, and there's of course some controversy about that. But I don't tune in for the speeches. I'm more interested in what they wear. And if there is a particularly good speech, then yeah, it's going to be memorable. But
here's how we look at it now. I learned this from the youngsters. If it's a good speech, it'll be all over social media.
That's right. And is there a speech that was all over social media this morning?
No, it wasn't. Now, of course, you guys know there's been 5 before black actors that have won an Oscar, and Sidney Poitier, Denzel Washington, Jamie Foxx, Forrest Whitaker, and Will Smith. Well, yesterday we saw the 6th. We saw Michael B. Jordan win it for Best Actor in the movie Sinners. Here's what's cool. I'm not a big Michael B. Jordan fan. I've told you guys that. But I also remember the same Michael B. Jordan that started off in The Wire. If anybody ever watched that, by the way, The Wire is top 3 TV series of all time. And, of course, he was in Fruitvale Station. He played Creed in that as well. And then, Black Panther. And I thought in Sinners, he did for him to play twins the way that he did was absolutely outstanding. So I like that part. But as far as the relevance to the Oscars, I was thinking about this when I was in the shower this morning. Sorry, TMI right there. But anyway, I was in the shower and I was thinking about it, and I was saying, right now, I think that there is a huge disconnect. The Oscars aren't talked about today the way that they used to be. So much stuff going on. And Ursula, I actually believe that it going to YouTube will actually give it life.
You think so?
That was going to be my follow-up question.
I want to correct something, though, because I thought this was the last year, and it's starting in 2029.
Yeah, it's still a couple more years.
Yes.
But they were definitely joking about it. They had Conan was all in on that. But, gee, that was going to be my follow-up here on this. Do you think the Oscars going to YouTube is actually going to enhance the product?
Yes, I do. Because at the end of the day, it's still the best of. And right now, I don't think, when we think Oscars, that's the #1 award, right?
Yeah.
And so I believe it'll get to YouTube, and the young generation will kind of get more connected. And I think with the YouTube, I think it really will get. By the way,
I got to ask a question, though. Because maybe it's just me, but with every Oscars, it seems I watch fewer and fewer of the movies that are nominated. Is that just me?
Well, what you're going to see, it's funny you say that. No, that's not just you. I agree with you on that. I think the Oscars are going to get a little bit more connected. They've been disconnected from, it's been like this, like, huh? Never heard of that movie. When you go to YouTube and you're having a product where the young folks are hanging out on YouTube, I think you're going to have to be a little bit better. So I think the answer to that will be YouTube. Ursula, you ever watch YouTube?
No, but my kids do.
Same.
That's what everyone wants.
I'm on
Yeah.
YouTube. Yeah.
I mean, I do, but that's not my first go-to.
YouTube is really turning into like the main media hub, I feel like, because you can watch social media shorts, documentaries, you can buy movies on there. It's just everything, it feels like.
It'll be interesting to see when they make that switch. One of the things that I saw, they were pretty quick on the playing people off yesterday. A lot of people during their speeches when they had multiple people that were going to speak. I don't know if there was a miscommunication between people where they were trying to go, but man, as soon as they were about to get somebody else to come up and speak, K-pop Demon Hunters won something. I believe best song, and then they were bringing someone on and they just played and they were like begging them to let this person speak, but camera panned out and that was it. So I'm curious if the switch to YouTube will make that a little bit better.
Ursula, since you're back in town, I got a new show for you that you won't watch. Speaking of, I got a new show for you.
What is that?
The TV series is on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
Nicole Kidman. It's called Scarpetta. And I'm telling you right now, the acting is superb.
Well, she's fantastic.
Jamie Lee Curtis is in it as well. She is phenomenal. I mean, it's really good. We binged this like crazy. So, and one more thing, the reason why I'm telling you a TV show, I just thought about something. I don't like movies as much as I like a series now. My thing now is series. Forget these movies. Let me get the series. take that same movie, break it up into 8 episodes. Let's go.
You want something to look forward to, isn't
Yeah,
that it?
you know what I'm saying?
Because the movie is one and done. Yeah, series you can, the next day and the next day.
I had an analogy that I wanted to give, but I'll get fired. So I'm not going to do that. So you can only imagine. I want you to, take that movie and just spread it out. Give you something to look forward to. 8 episodes. But anyway, Scarpetta, Nicole Kidman. I know you won't watch it, but I just want to tell you.
Well, actually, I might watch it because Nicole Kidman and Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yes.
That could be enough.
They're sisters. Yeah, it's good stuff. All right, text messages, feedback, and then, we haven't had a Ursula words to live by in a long time. Well, that's coming up next. Gee Ursula.
KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
2 competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Nobody should drink and drive. It's absolutely dangerous. DUI Heroes cares for their clients as people, individuals who have made that mistake. So if you or someone you know made the unfortunate mistake of driving under the influence and was pulled over for DUI, DUI Heroes is here to help you understand everything that is going on. They will represent you, defend you, the person to help get their life back together. G. Scott here for DUI Heroes, your DUI specialist, DUIHeroes.com.
John Curley here. A Lennox heat pump does the work of a furnace and air conditioner. And right now, get Lennox heating and cooling for the price of AC. For heating, cooling, plumbing, or electrical, call the Comfort People, Home Comfort Alliance, HomeComfortAlliance.com.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Couponing. Wow, you didn't strike me as the coupon type.
Just trying to stay ahead of inflation. Gas, groceries, everything. It's all more expensive. I need to save wherever I can.
Have you tried Upside yet?
Upside? What's that?
It's a free app that I use that pays cash back for every gallon of gas I buy. You've got to buy gas to get around anyway. Might as well get paid for it.
Come on, does that really add up to anything?
I've already made around $200. The extra cash helped pay down my bills, and I even had a little extra left to treat myself.
And the Upside app is free?
Totally free, and the cash back is real. You can transfer the cash right to your bank account.
I'm downloading Upside right now.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code ENJOY to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code ENJOY for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
You know the one question that guys hate to have asked of them by their wives, Nick?
I can take a good guess.
I know you know 100 of them. This is the worst one. Do these jeans make my butt look big?
Whoa.
Can't answer that one, right? What I've noticed is whenever you ask me questions like that, I just simply say, I don't know. What did the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic say?
Well, the doctors at Longevity Medical Clinic would tell me that my butt looks great in those jeans now that my hormones are balanced.
What'd they do? Did they give you something to bring your weight down?
No, just a result of having my hormones balanced caused me to lose weight. Who would have known? I had no idea that would be a result of it.
So that's good. So the answer is you look great. You're beautiful.
I feel great. I look great.
Yeah.
And I know it.
I've also noticed that your testosterone makes you a little feistier than you normally are, as my beautiful Greek wife.
I might be small, but I have a loud bark.
Yes, you do. Do what Nick and I have done. Take a free health analysis at longevitymedicalclinic.com.
My perfect day has sand, salt water, and friends. But my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis can take me out of the moment. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy. With Skyrizi, most people saw 90% clearer skin, and many were even 100% plaque-free at 4 months. Skyrizi is just 4 doses a year after 2 starter doses.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
Thanks to Skyrizi, there's nothing on my skin, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 dermatologist-prescribed biologic in psoriasis. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKYRIZI to learn more.
Don't wait. Insulate. Last year, American Crawl Space and Pest Services gave over $2 million in insulation rebates from PSE, more than any provider in the state. If your home was built before 1990, you're eligible for recouping up to 95% of insulation replacement costs. Insulate with American Crawl Space and keep your home warm during the winter and cool during the summer.
American Crawl, the heroes you call.
We back. It is the Gee and Ursula Show. Now, Ursula, listen. Just so you know, while you were gone, it's already Nick. They already know. Nick, Paul, they know. I have not touched the text messages. That's all on you guys in this segment.
He's making that a thing at this
That's
point
a
now.
thing now. I completely shut off. It works. It's a lot more fun that way.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because you know what the texters told me?
Yeah, what's that?
They said, Gee, we'd rather just hear one voice at this segment right here.
Oh,
read
really?
text.
They said that?
I mean, I don't know where they said it, but I think
I missed that text message.
He might be making that
I missed
up. I
that
don't
text
know.
message. And how did you see that text message?
Gee,
I think they said it.
You think I was born yesterday? What it really is G's ready to get out of here. He's done working.
The workout was tough this morning. He's got to get to that recovery.
Oh, that recovery.
Well, now you're going to make me even more insufferable because the first text messages were from folks who were saying that they missed me so much.
Oh, read those.
Oh, no.
Read those.
Layla says, my queen is back. Jeremy in Fall City, I'm so ready for your show today. Welcome home, Ursula.
Emily Emily says you are glowing. So glad to have you back.
You know what? I did get a lot of sun. I did get a lot of sun, and I'm hoping it doesn't peel.
Ursula.
But yeah.
Here's the thing.
Yeah, I know.
While you were gone, right? The show was cool. But what happens is when you're gone, how can I say this? Okay, you know what?
When the cat's away, the mice will play.
Me by myself is like tequila straight up.
Okay.
When you're back, there's a little pineapple in there. You know what I mean?
You got a little umbrella in your drink.
Yeah. So you got the news, but there was no chaser last week.
It was going down rough.
None.
You know what? Actually, I heard you did a fantastic job, which I knew. I had no doubt.
All right.
Okay, it's tough for small businesses, yes. Jesus says, what you don't talk about is the fact that we have lost a majority of the business travelers that used to prop up so many of these businesses. There was more business travel in Seattle than tourist travel before the pandemic. And then Abby says, I own a small tattoo shop in Lakewood. Taxes in this state are so crazy for small business owners. It's really unfortunate that we, as people who are trying to make the local economy better, end up paying an astronomical amount. The state is really out of control with the way it treats its businesses. And you and I, and you are shaking your head in agreement because we were talking about minimum wage. People saying, well, you can't have the minimum wage go up. And you're saying, yeah, have the minimum wage go up, but give businesses a break.
Yes.
Okay, on the Sonics, Christy, we asked the question of all of you.
Yeah.
How excited are you? 1 to 10. Christy in Bainbridge said, are they saying only Las Vegas and Seattle, or can anyone in another market bid for a team?
No bidding.
Yes. So it is basically, they just need to decide, yeah, we're going to do it.
Right.
And Seattle and Vegas. Has it been any other city?
I don't think there's been anything rumored for outside. There's been some talk of international expansion and stuff, but I think the international expansion will probably be something different than this. But yeah, Vegas and Seattle have been the only. Whenever this conversation comes up, it's Vegas and Seattle.
2 cities. Kevin in Seattle says, regarding the Sonics, forgive me for delaying my excitement until we know something more concrete. They dangle this in front of us every couple of months. It's frustrating. Kevin, I'm with you. That's why I'm waiting. Gee, you're feeling like it's almost a done deal. And not that you have any insider knowledge, but you're feeling good.
Look here, I feel it's no difference when she has finally said yes to going out on a date and she told you to come and pick her up at this time. You're like, hey, it's done deal, Ursula.
Joel in Big Lake says, even if the NBA does come back to Seattle, nobody will be able to afford the tickets. I will say one thing. I had a great time at Climate Pledge watching the Kraken and the Avalanche. It is not cheap to get in that building.
It's not. My husband just told
tough.
me that he and some other folks at his workplace are thinking about going together to get Kraken tickets, and then he told me the price. I'm like,
If you have a group of 4, I suggest getting the group of 4 and the hot dog and Pepsi combo.
Hey, Paul, real quick, do your friends listen to the show?
I hope so.
Okay. Have they paid you your money yet?
Yes. All of my friends settled up. This was from last week.
All right.
Yes.
I just want to make sure.
I was
paid up.
I was in charge of wrangling a bunch of cats basically last week, trying to get everyone in order to go. But yes, everyone's settled up. We're all good to go.
oh, that's awesome. Okay, on the war in Iran, Dave in Snohomish County says, if this were so important, then you bring your coalition together first. If you keep disparaging them and bullying them and then go and do something on your own and ask for help afterwards, what would you expect?
Dave in West Seattle says, do you know what? Norway and the rest of those European countries should be ashamed of themselves. World War II wasn't our war either. We helped them out. We helped them out with Russia and Ukraine. We backed up Europe for over 80 years after World War II.
Imagine that, Ursula. Imagine that one neighbor in the neighborhood, when things go wrong in the neighborhood, they laugh, they call you weak, they pick on other neighbors in the neighborhood, they ha-ha, and then when stuff is happening at your house, now you want help from those neighbors.
Mm-hmm. Regarding my trip and how I realized that time is short and we need to live our lives to the fullest, Paul in the 253 says, it is weird being of the age where the finish line is closer than the starting line. Enjoy every day you get. This is so true.
Good point. All right, Ursula, what you got for us? Words to live by.
Well, it's to that end, to follow up on Paul.
Yeah.
This is a quote from Elizabeth Kubler-Ross, who says, it is only when we truly know and understand that we have a limited time here on Earth and that we have no way of knowing when our time is up, we will then begin to live each day to the fullest as if it was the only life we have.
Big facts. Yep. Good stuff there, Ursula.
Mm-hmm.
Nick!
Well, we're back on pace with our old train within the rails, in fact, after Ursula returns here from the Philippines intact. But as for hope with Sonic's basketball rebounding here, I'll keep holding on to faith, although there's some doubt I might fear.
Hold on for one more day.
Though you won't have any worry of that fountain taking a leap at Seattle Center, where we heard you loud and clear to keep, even if it gives you those Woodstock vibes over there. We'll leave our hands off that thing for you, all right?
Yeah, that was the one topic that people chimed in.
I mean, y'all was more upset with me than my opinion on the millionaire tax. Wow.
Don't touch that fountain.
All right. All right, Ursula, good to have you back.
Yes, we'll do it again tomorrow.
Bet you about to go sleep, ain't you?
I am.
Thanks, Ursula. Good to have you back. Paul, thank you, man.
Hey, rocking and rolling. Another fun one.
Look for some texts tonight. They coming.
Hey, that's all right.
The weekend now.
That's how we get back. Exactly. We're on the clock now.
Nick, what you got, man?
Just hanging out on a Monday, man.
Just hanging out on Monday?
Oh, yeah.
All right, man. We'll do this again tomorrow, bro. The Jake and Spike Show, they're coming in next. We'll do this again tomorrow. Appreciate you for listening. Love you for that. And as always, be kind.
Hope you have as much fun as we have. So long, everybody.
Hold on for one more day. Things are going well. Hold on for one more day. I know that there is pain.
The John Curley Show.
When people sit there and they see people with the American flag and they're utterly disgusted because they associate the flag and USA with Donald Trump, don't do that. You're doing yourself an amazing disservice.
Weekdays 3 to 7.
You could dislike Donald Trump, but you can still love America. It's like discounting Photograph from Nickelback, which is actually a pretty good song. Think of the fact that you love this country, and what you love about it is it's inclusive. Good. Include others.
Watch The John Curley Show live on YouTube.
It's John Curley. If you're having joint pain, this will interest you. This Thursday night at 6, Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, is having a free live webinar to talk about stem cell therapy.
I'm really looking forward to this live webinar to educate on how using your own stem cells can be an extremely successful method to help regenerate native tissue in rotator cuffs, meniscus tears, and reduce pain in osteoarthritic joints.
What joints have you seen really good success with?
shoulders, elbows, hips, knees, even wrists and ankles. And in this live webinar, we'll tell you all about the procedure, how simple and safe it is using your own stem cells, and how we determine if you're a candidate.
Learn about stem cell therapy with Dr. Mark Wagner, MD, one of the most experienced in the country with over 20,000 stem cell procedures. Go pain-free in 2026. Join his free live stem cell webinar this Thursday night at 6. Register at drmarkwagnermd.com. That's drmarkwagnermd.com.
Amazon Business empowers leaders with smart business buying tools, leaving time to focus on strategy and growth. Free up your teams and focus on your future at amazonbusiness.com.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. KIRO News Radio, where you turn for the news you depend on.
Two competing budget proposals. Senators want to be aggressive, they say.
Traffic.
We have a stall on westbound 16.
Conversation.
If they pass this thing and Governor Ferguson signs it into law, I think there's going to be a mass political sea change in Washington State.
And your Super Bowl champion Seahawks.
They're bringing it home again.
Broadcasting live from the KIRO News Radio YouTube channel. KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM.
Pizza's here. Oh, great. I'd love some, but I'm worried about my stomach issues.
If you're worried about having diarrhea, gas, bloating, stomach pain, or loose, oily stools, it may not just be stomach issues. It could be a condition called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI. With EPI, the pancreas doesn't release enough enzymes to break down food, but EPI is manageable. Use the symptom checker on identifyepi.com and talk to your doctor. That's identifyepi.com. Sponsored by AbbVie.
It all comes down to this, folks.
Yep, the entire season is on the line.
But my throat has officially thrown in the towel. Sounds like you need Vicks VapoCool drops. They're max strength and vaporize sore throat pain.
Whoa! These VapoCool drops hit fast.
Speaking of fast, did you just see that play?
Yeah, he vaporized that ball.
That pun should have come with a penalty.
Vaporize sore throat pain with Vicks VapoCool drops. Use as directed.
Good afternoon, I'm Aaron Granillo.
Your best source for local news.
Newly released police video shows the arrest of a 17-year-old.
KIRO News Radio.
Carpal tunnel syndrome, heart failure that doesn't improve with common medicines. These are some signs and symptoms associated with ATTR-CM, or the cardiomyopathy of ATTR amyloidosis, a serious heart condition with symptoms that get worse over time. Amvuttra, vutrisiran, is a prescription medicine given by a healthcare provider that treats ATTR-CM in adults to reduce heart-related death, hospital stays, and urgent visits. In a clinical study, Amvuttra was proven to help people live longer and have fewer heart-related hospital stays and urgent visits over 3 years compared to placebo. Amvuttra lowers the amount of vitamin A in your blood, which can affect vision. Other side effects include pain in the arms or legs, pain in the joints, and shortness of breath. These are not all the possible side effects of Amvuttra. For prescribing information, call 1-833-25